Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time. Each and every time. Fact. That is a fact. And guess what? Mello's first today. Ooh, boy, you were that close. That's what she said. George, how you doing? How you doing, everybody? We'll let some people, gather in here before we get really into this. You have to excuse me. I don't have a cold, but I'm going to tell you now the allergies are beating the shit out of me. I don't know about you guys in your area of the woods, okay? But the allergies kept me down here. When I lived in Chicagoland, I didn't have any allergies. I come down here to Arkansas and I get allergies. Can't win. Paul Melovag still at work. I think everybody's okay, but thank you for telling us that. I can't remember who told me that they may not be able to. Oh, I think it was Shenanigans. Shenanigans either isn't going to be on today or it's going to be later. One or the other, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. But just minutes to 5 p.m. here, Central Standard Time, and I hope everybody's doing well. We ended up with a heat wave again. Oh, boy. But, I mean, it's mid-80s, okay? But it's Saturday, I think, Saturday it's supposed to storm or whatever, so it'll drop down to about 75. We've been having some nice, 50s in the evening, which is really, really nice anyway. So let's see. We've got a whole bunch of different things, I guess, to talk about per se, especially the title. And I know some of you people already know some of the titles, so that's not going to be a surprise. But you know how I come up with different things. So the title of today's episode, Joshua and the Wrathchild Enter the Battlezone. It almost sounds kind of like something from the Bible or something from like a module for old school Dungeons and Dragons. Joshua and the Wrathchild enter the battle zone. Roll your 20-sided die. A little fuzzy there on the camera. Roll your 20-sided die. See what happens. Oh, I was a very strange DM. I'll tell you that right now. Back when DM meant Dungeon Master, not direct message. I am such a nerd. I know this. No. Gotcha on that one. I'll take my victories when I can get them. King James, brother. Have a good rest of the workday. Hope to join you guys. If you're still on in about 2 hours, maybe about 2 hours. Sure. Be looking forward to it. Yes, she always is sweetness, isn't she now? Very much so. Yes. William the Panther. I like that. Anyways, so I had today off and tomorrow, and I said, you know what? Because I cannot guarantee that I'd be able to do a stream tomorrow. So I was just like, you know what, screw it. I know, I'm invading probably some Tuesday night territory somewhere, but I'm like, I can't do much about it. I've figured this out that, you can't win no matter where you put your show, and you just do it where you can. Now, hey, Robbie, how you doing? So the last episode, if you guys caught that, it was kind of something, It wasn't as wild as the 2 shows ago, but still. So I learned a small lesson on this one. Oh, boy. I got dinged once. Would you believe it was the damn K-Tel commercial? That pissed me off to no end. I'm going, it's a fucking commercial that was on a television in the 70s. You're telling me you're going to ding me for that? And they did. What I think I'm going to end up having to do is that you guys that watch this live or within 24 hours will get to see pretty much what the hell everybody else saw. but then I start deleting things. So that's why if it's like past 24 hours and you say like, why is there parts missing of Psycho? You'll know why. Trust me. But that was the only one I got dinged on, you know? Maybe we'll do some Halloweeny talk or some shit. Oh dear God. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that is funny. I'll give you that for a name there. Here, you know, I'm putting this up. I don't care. Me am love. You know, I'm trying to remember who the hell said me am. Was it Love? That was somebody named Love that used to jump in her chat. Me am Love. This is small Jason Rojas as opposed to average small Jason Rojas. Can I show my teal Led Zeppelin record? It's teal. Very color selective there, sir. Oh, they're out today, aren't they? They are out today. So let's see here. What else was I going to bring up? I am so sorry. My mind isn't all with it today. I get to go tomorrow for another series of shots. We'll get that. I don't know if they're working. Hopefully they will. I know most of the time it doesn't work on the first series. But I'll be taking these every couple weeks. So we'll see. Maybe by the second set it'll be nice. I don't know. But I don't know, guys. Will you just do me a favor and I guess just pray in general, please? Also, pray in general for this nation. We're going to need it. That's all I'm going to say about it. We are going to need all the prayers and love and support that we can do. I do have one vinyl to show today that I forgot to show in the last episode. So there'll be at least a record. Got a couple CD finds today. A couple books. We'll talk about that. And let's see if I can cover this up the best I can. Mail from Japan. Oh, yeah. Telling you. Psychos worldwide. I've had some people, some friends of mine, and I don't know, acquaintances, I guess, right, if you will, that have actually asked about the show, and I'm like, we try to educate and entertain. I said educate, and we have almost a worldwide audience now, in a way. Now I just need to find an Eskimo in Antarctica. And let's see, possibly, who else would I need? Somebody from Africa, right? Then I'd be worldwide. I'd be in all the continents. So we'll look into that. Oh boy, like Psycho's off his rocker. I'm always off my rocker. Anyways, can I show my teal Zeppelin record? Maybe we'll talk about a little bit of the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame too. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I guess continued prayers also to Jake Lee. I don't know. Somebody said that there was 15 bullet casings. Somebody had it out for this guy. I mean, I'm not trying to start anything, but 15. I'm thinking this, and this is just total, all 5.5 hours of it. Could someone say, no? No, they did not. Oh boy. We're gonna be squirrely today, aren't we, people? That's okay. That's all right. It's a Tuesday. It's not a Monday. It's a Tuesday. Oh boy, I almost did a stream last night instead. almost. But I was like, nah, I'll go watch the highlights of Monday Night Raw. Jay lost the IC belt to Braun Breaker. I was like, shit. See, now, I didn't know that part of the story, if that's the case. But yeah, at 2:30 in the morning, I guess if you're going to try to steal a motorcycle, probably 2:30 in the morning is the best time to steal a motorcycle. Not condoning stealing of motorcycles. But yeah, so, I mean, and I hate to throw this pun, but we're going to anyway. That brings a new meaning to shot in the dark, doesn't it? Mhm. That pun may end up being the ultimate sin. I have no shame, ladies and gentlemen. I have no shame at all. But still, though, prayers to Jay, because I like his guitar playing. Okay, I liked it on Bark at the Moon. I liked it on Ultimate Sin, the first Badlands record. Okay, and that's a damn good record. If you people have never had it, whether in vinyl or CD, I froze up for 2 seconds. It better not be that big of a habit today. Not very long. It did not take me very long. Shame, yeah, I'm full of it. Full of that and a bunch of regrets too. That's what makes up this guy. But yeah, so that is that part. Um, let's see. Mm-hmm. Also, um, you know what? Very much, very, very much, and oh, geez. So, if you guys are bored sometime, look into what Vag is talking about, because it's true. I tripped on some information. Maybe it's the same thing we read, but it has to do with, or at least part of it, has to do with Ray Gillen. Now, Ray Gillen, good singer, okay. Started out really with Sab, okay, with Sabbath in the late 80s. Joins Badlands, and he's on both of those Badlands albums. Now, I heard, and I'm not sure how true this is, that there might have been enough material to do a third Badlands. Now, I don't know. I can't tell you the source because I don't remember the source, but I could have sworn that there might be enough even for a third LP, or like demos and maybe live stuff. You could cobble it together, like Deco does sometimes for some of their artists. And um, part of it really has to do with Ray. Ray went off and kind of did something against the social norm. All right. He knew he had AIDS. All right. He knew he had AIDS and still went and he still went and not told anybody. I mean, so I'm told that something about a lawsuit. I don't know if I'm getting this right. We're going to throw allegedly on all of this stuff, okay? Since I don't have the facts in front of my face, so I could be wrong on some of this, but I hope not. But allegedly, it has to do with some of the families that were affected by Ray's behavior choices. And that's why it's tied up. If I remember correctly in that article, Rock Candy, which is a decent, it may not be great, but it's a decent reissue imprint label of classic 70s and 80s and early 90s material, attempted to Okay, cool. Thank you. Like I said, I'm just going by. I haven't read the material in ages. So they tried to license those Badland records. I have never come across the second one. Never come across. I think what is it called? From Dusk Till Dawn or something. I know that's the name of a movie, but I think it's something like that. And I'll tell you who's good from Dusk to Dawn and all the way around is this one right here.
Hello.
Hi. So I'm trying to figure out, after our little discussion, how I can do this because I don't really know how.
So apparently there's a way that you can, I think you hover over the user, hit the 3 dots, and you can make them a moderator. Don't worry, it gives me no access to your videos or anything like that. Nothing.
No, I just have edit name, edit mic settings, kick from studio, ban from studio.
On the YouTube side.
Oh, well, hang on a minute.
Hold up in the background.
Yeah, hang on. Sorry, guys. It's just there's something we're going to do here, and it needs to be done, and just trying to make sure that I don't echo myself in the process. There. Now, I'm supposed to do what?
I think you hover over my name, hit the 3 dots right after it on any comment that I've made in here, and then you do the make moderator thing.
Okay. It's set.
All right.
There's Yay.
The sheriff in town. And I'm not as lax as he is, so behave.
This is the thing. I don't want to do. I didn't think I was going to have to do this. No, I'm talking.
But if they get really obnoxious,
yeah,
he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of nonsense. And I also am going to have to agree. Hi, David. Like I said, I alerted all the VC Justice League. By the way, David, I did not get a chance. 3 hours, with Rach on the whole history of punk thing involving you and such. I got to look at this. I am so far behind on watching videos because I finally yesterday got done watching the whole Krispy Kreme drama. I finally watched that on that said show. So yeah.
Interesting stuff, huh?
It's
unfortunate, and she's unfortunately incriminating herself more because she has been not seen nor heard of ever since it all went sky high.
Uh-oh.
So it's like, you did get found out. I'm so disappointed. I liked her. I wanted to be wrong so bad.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to say one thing before you come on up, please. There is 2 words that I don't want to hear. Just 2. That's it. Okay?
I know who it is.
And it starts with the letters ML. I don't want to hear anything about it. Anything else comes and goes. Okay, my friend?
Yep.
Ta-da! How you doing?
Well, I was going to sit here and talk about the Monday live stream, but I guess...
That's good. That's good, William. You got me on that one. You get a point. You get a point for that.
I got a point? I thought you said I couldn't talk about it.
I said you got a point for getting me on the ML part. You get the point for that. I am behind on the Krispy Kreme. Oh boy, yeah. You might as well just go watch the episode, which was Saturday. That was going on, not exactly in tandem with my show, but pretty close to it. And so it's still up Saturdays. What are they? Is it sip and stream?
It was on 2 channels. It was dual streamed on both Flo's and on Sarah's. So even if Sarah's is gone, go to Flo's State's channel. It should still be there.
Yes. Oh, I'm trying to. Wait a minute. What was that? What was that avatar? I was trying to figure it out.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay. I can't figure out that avatar for the life of me. Anyways.
I'm not sure who it is, but I mean, he's used it for a long time.
Oh God. So, but yeah. So, hmm.
Yeah, basically the way we were running this over at Richards with the mod thing was any of them, they're like brand new, just born today, just knock them out because obviously they're just here for one thing. If they're
It's the fancy
behaving
pants
even though it's not
avatar.
control, okay, they can stay until when and if they start getting obnoxious. So I was like,
Yeah. See, I didn't.
that's fair. Or
I
if
didn't
it's
know.
ones
I
where it's
didn't.
like a parody of like they're faking someone's name, like fake Beetle Dave, that had to go. Fake Joe Mayo,
Yeah.
there's about 5 of them, those had to
Yeah.
go.
Oh
Stuff
my
like
God.
that, I'll clear out if they start popping up.
Yeah. So what the hell is that? Oh, so I didn't know that Richard was going to do a show today.
I didn't either. Just like around the time Rachel finished up, he went on and, he ended up hitting
How'd that
us up
go?
today. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Pretty well after I got the trolls cleared out. It was actually one of his best ones ever.
Yeah, I know. We just had them here, yes. It was fun going up. It wasn't planned, so it was off the
Rachel's hoax one and the other one.
Yeah.
Because I don't think any good is going to come from either of those two.
Yeah. But that's cool though, David. I'm gonna have to look at that honestly. Richard still doesn't know he did a show. That is a strong possibility. Live from his aquarium. That is about right. Yeah, but I'll have to look at it. I'll have to look at his show. Did he have anybody else on but you?
Mella was up there, and at one point we had Stunty, and then we had
Stunty.
Oh God, I'm blanking on his name. It was somebody I wasn't familiar with, but apparently had been around Richards for a hella long time. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, your nay on the Rachel's hoax and small Jason Rojas.
It was fun, actually. James said, "That's good. That's good."
It was really nice, and like of all the things to randomly spiral off into a sub thing that none of us ever would have foreseen being like the topic of conversation was like soap operas, because somebody, I think it might have even been James, asked, "Do you have the Susan Lucci Barbie?" And I was like, "There's a Susan Lucci Barbie," and this somehow
oh my God,
unleashed the whole thing.
That's funny because I got a story then. This is has to do with a doll. So hang on a second. Yeah, Stunty. I've only seen Stunty a handful of times. Okay, I remember him from when he was on Rachel's Ghost, and then he's got his show. And when I can, I'll watch a few minutes of it at least. I don't know Stunty enough, but I mean, he seems okay. So David says, so you finally met Stunty. What did you make of that guy?
I don't think I was on long enough with him to get a read, but he seemed chill enough. I had no issue with him.
So today, I went to one of my regular resale shop haunts with my manager, Donna Jo Cat Lady, because I haven't been able to hang with her as much as I'd like. And so I happened to see it in a locked case, and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't seen one of these since the late 70s. And it was a Farrah Fawcett doll. Really? And it was still in the bag, and it said, in not cursive letters, but Farrah. Now, it could have been a knockoff for all I know, but it looked 70s, and I'm going, oh my God, this is funny. And
I'm seeing it on Google as we speak.
It's on Google? It's on Google? Great.
Yes, it is. You can totally find this.
$5. Stunty is a special. I'm sorry. And hi, Kimba. And
the Farrah one has a real wonky looking face. But there was, in fact, a Barbie collector, though. Barbie collector Barbie. And that one looks good, unlike the one that's just Farrah.
Yeah. I'll confess. I mean, yeah, okay, fine. I did watch. I didn't know. Now he changed to John Coltrane. That's funny. So the thing is that I'll admit I watched soap operas. I did watch soap operas in the 80s. Okay, like we
were talking about that too.
Yeah, and if it's one thing that back then I learned, sure, Mondays and Fridays were the days to watch, because those two were the days that something that could be major that would happen. There wouldn't so like there could be a death, a disappearance, whatever. And Tuesday through Thursday was just building up to the shit that was going to happen on Friday. So it's like, okay, so I just learned that I'm like, all right, fine. I'll watch Monday, I'll watch Friday, and I don't have to watch the other 3 damn days because I'll figure out, well, some people must have figured this out, or the network must have figured this out. And they're like, oh shit, how come we're not getting, so now they change it up now so that they try to keep you. What few soap operas are out there in the world, but Susan Lucci, she was pretty. I don't know if I exactly had a crush on her, but I guess maybe I could have if you're gonna go that way. The other one that I thought that was kind of cute was Jackie
Smacked
Seaman.
one down already.
Huh?
I smacked one down already.
Okay, Jackie Zeman from General Hospital. I thought she was kind of cute too. She's gone too. She died in the last year or two, I think, of cancer. You're right. It either happened a long time ago on a Rachel's Ghost, or it didn't happen at all. Yeah. If you didn't know, that is ML's avatar he has on the screen now. I don't. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I didn't know that either. I didn't know that either. Like I said, I've never. I have.
He technically didn't mention him.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know them. I don't know the man. I don't. So I'm not.
I don't either.
Yeah. So, but so yeah. I mean, so Susan Lucci, they'll make anything into a damn Barbie now. They'll just make anything.
I was expecting that one to be worth tons of money, and then on eBay, I could make this one happen for like $12. Cool, getting a Susan Lucci Barbie.
It's just some of those Malibu Stacy dolls are kind of sort of rare, and
especially some of the more questionable ones, like the growing up Skipper. The one that you twisted her and her boobs grow. You guys think I'm joking? That was actually a freaking doll.
Yep.
It was referenced in the Barbie movie as well, and I was like, yes, thank you, along with Magic Earring Ken. AKA the gay Ken. And the one that one goes for big bucks now because everybody wants it. So.
The gay Ken, huh? Oh boy.
Trust me, Google a picture of this thing and you'll agree. You got like the mesh top and everything.
brings a new meaning to the word rainbow bright. Jen, I've seen a lot of cool Black Label Barbies on Pinterest recently.
I had some of those.
Anyways, I mean that's the thing though, right? It's if I could afford to have like a lot of my, like if I had the money, which of course I don't.
Same.
So I'm stalling so I could pull up something. So
unfortunately a lot of my Black Label ones went walking when we got robbed. And I told this story on Richards too. It's really, I'm like, how the hell? We had them in like an acrylic display thing that was bolted to the damn wall. How did you manage to bust it off the wall? But I had like the whole line of the Sharon Bob Mackie Barbies. I had all of them. They were like my birthday and Christmas presents for so many years, getting all of those.
So yeah, I mean this would be one that I really would love to have because I never had a chance. I've never had a chance to show this. I said.
Nice.
Kiss, each sold separately, and you can put them in any crazy pose you want.
Some of those poses, oh my God.
Kiss, each 12.5-inch figure sold separately by Mego.
That's right.
Recently, there's 2 David Bowie Barbies, and I want both of them.
Are they dressed as Starman and
one is
the guy from Ashes to Ashes. You know, like he looks like some weird clown
It's
type
not.
thing.
One of them is the Life on Mars outfit, and the other one is Ziggy. It's very well
See,
done. I'm like,
those. See, now that you said that, what's going to happen is that Donna Joe is going to go, oh, I didn't know anything about this because she's a huge Bowie fan, so she's going to be like, look at don't get the Timu Barbie because God knows what that's going to look like. That'll look like some trailer park crackcore that. Never mind. It's Kiss.
we've seen some Timu Barbies before.
Speaking of somebody that has some of the figures that I kindly would love to get, is this guy.
That's right.
That's right. Fact. That is a fact.
I had that Kiss commercial too on 16 millimeter. I sold it like 5 years ago. I sold it for $450.
Was that the trailer to the preview of the Kiss doll orgy tape? That
right.
Used Eddie doll at the time that the Donnie and Marie, Barbie, Skipper, Charlie's Angels, all three of them, Three's Company. You know, anybody share because I would have fit for Gene Simmons.
And you'd be surprised how sought after those commercials are. You know what I mean? Like for the film collectors, they're like needle in haystacks. It's so hard to find those commercials.
Jen, did they ever make a Liza Minnelli doll?
They did.
Kind of, but they weren't allowed to use her name on it. So they had a line of Jazz Baby ones, but they were absolutely a line of cabaret dolls. Like they had the MC, they had Sally, and they had a couple of the Kit Kat girls.
She didn't have one done in the 70s.
No.
I thought she had one in the 70s done. No.
No, there's ones that people have made custom resculpts on them that they've hand painted and such to make look like her, but not ones that were official. Trust me, if there was an official one, I'd have it.
Right.
Apparently, they did a Grease line. Lots of sand.
Yeah, they had Olivia Newton-John. Yeah, absolutely.
I have the Kelly and Tommy of that as Sandy. Oh God, it's so
they
weird.
Didn't make it.
No, they had the full size ones too, but they were cheaper.
Yeah, they never made a Grease 2 one though.
No, not enough of a market. They had a hard enough time selling the normal ones. Actually, you can go through and find the different costumes of Sandy. And, oh boy, what do we have here?
Look, though, he's got a point. Paul might want to reconsider the comment you're putting on the screen. I hate for Rob to make another butthurt thumbnail for the Ghost Show. You know what? And I'll tell you something. Wouldn't be the first time, though, obvious. Oh, no. I love my Pia Zadora. I forgot Pia Zadora had a doll.
Yeah, Pia Zadora. Cher had dolls.
Those sort of thefts that hurt, as you know, whoever stole them doesn't love them like you do. I had a fully signed Iron Maiden's kill, and we're going to be talking about that shortly. Actually, very shortly.
I bought
because I saw my stuff turn up on eBay in different states, like within a couple months of it happening. I was like, and the cops did nothing, even though I could positive.
I remember
idea with names on stuff. I was like, you guys fucking.
I remember buying Killers day one. The first day it came out, me and my cousin both bought Killers. We both already had the first one, but I mean, I was 12 years old, and literally, this was up in Patterson, New Jersey, and literally, we walked down the street to a record store. It was only like a couple blocks away from where he lived, and we walked and we bought Iron Maiden Killers. I'll never forget it, man. That album cover. I tried to draw Eddie like when I was like 13, trying to recreate the. On my notebook cover and stuff. That's what got me started drawing almost literally. It was that album cover, trying to, recreate it and copy it and stuff. And it's definitely iconic. I mean, and every song on there. I mean, I love Murders of the Rue Morgue. Murders of the Rue Morgue is probably my favorite song on that whole record.
All right. You know what? Since we got into this topic.
Murders in the Rue Morgue.
So ladies and gentlemen, was someone just using my phone? Oh boy. Anyways, So Joshua and the Wrathchild into the Battlezone. So 2 deaths. 2 deaths in the last week. This is what it is. It's basically a tribute video. Okay. The first one, some of you people are going to scratch your head on. Some of you. But some of you people that really know your hard rock metal are going to know this name. Okay. Because this one went under the radar. I completely didn't see this until literally yesterday. And I'm like, I knew of this guy. I didn't have any of his records. And now I kind of want to. So Joshua, I hope I'm going to pronounce this right, Perea, P-E-R-A-I-H-A. Now, I mostly know him as Joshua, okay, because the band is called the Joshua Band. He also had a band called M.M., Pyre, and a few other things. But Joshua Perea formed the Joshua Band in 1980. In 1982, he was declared world's fastest guitarist of that year. 1983, first album comes out on Enigma, and it's called Hand is Quicker Than the Eye. #1 single, and if Brian was here, he'd know #1 single in Japan for November is Going Away. That was the single.
Wow.
In 1985, for Surrender, the next album, he had Jeff Feinhold. We've talked about Jeff Feinhold on this show. He was a singer that auditioned for Black Sabbath in like 84, 85 and didn't get it. And then he would end up being a Christian singer. And
I thought though he did get the job. I mean, he totes himself as being a former Black Sabbath singer. He was in like demo productions and a development deal thing with them, where he was actually recording demos and things like with them in the hopes that it was going to get released, and it never got released. But they did do recordings together.
I think you're right, and I know that there's some David Donato demos, because we've talked about David before when I showed.
David Donato.
But so Jeff Feinhold and Ken Tamplin, all right, or
really Ken Tamplin?
Good. I was kind of wondering if you'd know. Okay, so both of them are on the Surrender album, which was Polydor.
I'm not familiar with Joshua at all. Honestly, I don't know how I missed him.
In '88, Rob Rock ends up being the singer for Intense Defense, which I was playing part of that record before I came on here on RCA. And then in '98, on his new album at the time, he was such a big Joshua was always a big Santana fan. Well, when he found out that Alex Ligertwood was available, was available to sing, he's on part of the record in '98, and so was Jason Sheff at that time of Chicago.
Jason Sheff, yeah, you know whose dad is, right?
Right, Jerry Sheff from the TCB band for Elvis. Yeah.
That's right.
Not to be confused with the cousin that was the cook, which would be
Better Vag?
Burger Chef. That's right. See, I say it was a horrible pun, but I don't care. And then, so he passed away October 14th at the age of 71. Then we go to the big one, which was announced yesterday. Paul Di'Anno. Oh, boy.
No, that was a gut punch.
Very much. Iron Maiden singer from December 78 to September 81. You get Iron Maiden and Killers and the Maiden Japan EP. That was pretty much everything that he did for that. Then you go from there, and my favorites, truthfully, are Wrathchild and Murders of the Rue Morgue. Okay. That's the two that I like. That's my two favorites. Okay.
Yeah, mine too.
And I was playing some of that last night.
I really am more obsessed with the first album because I love the opener, Prowler. I love Remember Tomorrow. I love Running Free. I mean, I can go down the whole first album. I mean, I upset Transylvania. I went and obsessed over that first album. Could not stop listening to it. I mean, like, between that and Scream of Revengeance, I mean, I could not stop playing those. I actually got to see that tour of Scream of Revengeance where Iron Maiden opened up
Did they literally put that out on shellac, ladies and gentlemen, for the 78 community? The shellac. I like your avatar, by the way.
So I'm like, I'm letting that one survive for now.
That's fine. Clive Bird signed to David, a great little drummer who's going to want that, right? They let me play running free with them at sound check. I was about
Lucky
5'2"
you,
at the time and couldn't reach the kit.
Wow. Clive Burr is one of the greatest drummers. I love him, man. He was so phenomenal. Oh.
And I don't know. It says turn your mic down in your StreamYard setting. Good Lord.
I did.
Yeah, for now, and she's watching, she's lurking. Lots of flakes in the shellac community. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and you know what? You're right, David. I did miss that one. I tripped on that also. I think yesterday, or the day before. But I don't know the Nymphs very well. But Inger Laurie, who was the singer for the Nymphs last week, and I need to look into some Nymphs music. You know. Let's see. Paul turned his mic down. I don't know. I'm not having much of a problem with it, really. But I mean, yeah, you misheard as the Nips. Where's Gracie? Okay, back to the story. I'm sorry. So then he did Diano, 83 to 85. And then there's a very strange, and it's too bad there's only one record. Gogmagog. Can't talk. What? Say that 5 times fast while you're drunk. Gogmagog. It's in the Bible. Gogmagog. It's in the Bible, okay?
Gog and Magog.
Something like that. And so that was an album that was a supergroup at the time in 85. And it had Clive Burr, Janet Jers, Pete Willis from the recently, booted out Def Leppard, and right. Neil Murray from Whitesnake. Yeah, Gogmagog. But Diano supposedly goes off and says that he did his job half-assed. He admitted because he didn't really have his heart completely in the project. It was mainly for the money.
A lot of those projects were like that in the 80s.
Which is too bad because, could have been a great
Look at the one with Hagar Schoen. Who else was in that?
Yeah, it was HSAS. It was Hagar Schoen, Aronson Shreve. That's what that was.
Right. Like that was half-hearted for them. They just kind of threw that together. It felt like.
And Battlezone, which is the other part of that title there, 85 to 89 and 98. Praying Mantis, which they weren't around very long, 89, 90, with original guitarist Dennis Stratton from Iron Maiden, okay? Killers, 90 to 97 and 01 to 03. Nomad / Diano from 99, 01 and 03, 08. The last one, pretty much Rockefellers, 2008 to 10, and so on. The last thing he put out, September 27th this year, actually, the Book of the Beast, 2 LP or 2 disc, new masters, and unreleased music and duets with Tony Martin, Black Sabbath, and ZP Feet from Dragon Force. Yeah.
Wow.
And so the other one that I will suggest is from 1995. The cover is pretty fucking generic, but the original Iron Men, which was Paul Diano and Dennis Stratton. They did a record together, and I was listening to it on YouTube from 95. It's hard, and it's damn good, the handful of tracks I've heard.
You said it's hard.
I did say it's hard. That's right. I boo-boo on that one. Yes, that's right. And Hagar is in the Bible, too. That's right. As the, what do you want to call her? The concubine or whatever. Yes.
Oh, there's lots of interesting stuff like that in the Bible.
Speaking of that, I came across a book. Maybe I should have bought it, but I just was like, I only had so much money. We all know, of course, who R. Crumb is.
Yeah, Robert Crumb.
Robert Crumb. It was a book he did a few years ago that he drew the Book of Genesis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I found that for $10 at at the resale shop, and I'm like, you know what? I said this would be pretty amusing, but I'm just no. So
Like
and it's been
finding
there for a while.
It's like finding a Tijuana Bible.
I've seen some.
Remember
of those?
those?
Quite interesting. The
Wow.
password today. The password
Tijuana
today
Bibles.
is MIPS.
They were like old, kind of like before Hustler humor, like in the old days, like the 30s, the 40s, 50s, like they would do like X-rated versions of like the comic strips. So Beetle Bailey, Blondie, Hagar the Horrible, all the Sunday comic strips, and they would do like the Cats and Jammer Kid
versions of the
Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown, and they would have them play all like do like really, really, crazy stuff. Kind of like Ever Ready Hard On.
Oh boy! Hey, hang on a second. Oh no!
What?
Oh God! You may appreciate this. Hang on a second here.
Somebody's in the backstage.
Huh? No. just hang on a second.
He's getting ready to show us something.
Yeah.
Hey, William.
Bitch and whine about the censorship of the trolls. I don't care. I'm going to roll with an iron fist.
William muzzled.
That's funny.
William, he muzzled himself.
He muzzled himself. I didn't ask you to muzzle yourself. That's on you, sir.
Just do that one.
Although, if you're going to do that, you should be tied to a chair like you're being held for ransom.
Yeah, right.
Especially with me of all people. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, you could be like Alex Lifeson and at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. It's the best. Password.
I have a boyfriend named Peck.
Peck?
Yes, as in Peckerhead.
Wow. Expect that.
No. Is that Jones?
Oh, no, it's Burkavi.
Oh, okay.
Rest in peace, Bert.
Yeah, he was the best. I love him, man. He was great. We don't have guys like these no more. They don't even have game shows anymore. Like,
Well, that's our show. Thank you.
What should you do about a hairy back?
I usually close my eyes and imagine she's wearing an alpaca sweater.
Kidding. I am kidding. Here you go.
The first time anybody's ever slapped that buzzer and didn't use their hands. I need an answer.
yeah.
I probably need two.
Didn't that guy kill himself?
Don't you dare. I know you too, Alan. I don't want you to do that.
Fraud.
Japanese pride used to shave something off at the time of their marriage. What?
Shave something off at the time of their marriage.
Traditionally.
It must be hair on some part of the body. I wonder where it could be. On the whole, I would say.
Girl Square specifically was the busiest place you and your husband ever made whoopee. Sharon.
I'd have to
Whoopee.
say my apartment.
Your apartment, all right? He predicted you would say it was at a drive-in movie.
Oh, maybe that wasn't you.
Oh my God.
Oh, my God. That's crazy. Wink Martindale. He had a hit himself one day back in the 50s. He had a actual hit on the radio. Wink Martindale. Yeah, he was like Conway Twitty style.
Oh, God, it's Conway's ready. Speaking of that, that was actually one of the book finds. Bob Eubanks.
Oh, Bob Eubanks.
Yes, and I don't understand it, but it says introduction by Merle Haggard. That's a little odd. What Merle's got to do with Bob Eubanks, I have no clue. But Bob, of course, was also a disc jockey before he was a game show host. And he actually has a Beatle connection because he went off and emceed several of the Beatle concerts that happened to be, like, let's see here. For example, here's a picture. I know it's not going to be the best, but it says handling a situation at the Beatles press conference.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, Wyoming Day says deck of cards. Oh, God. So that's funny. I guess that's a Broadway or whatever. This is like an invitation to the newlywed game, Chuck Barris.
I used to watch that all the time, man. I used to love that show.
Okay, Bob with Jerry Lee Lewis and Jody Miller at the Anaheim Convention Center, 1970.
Huh.
So he's been around quite a damn time. Hi, Wolfie. How are you? Yes, that's right. Brought the Beatles for the Hollywood Bowl. That is right. That is very, very right.
What's up, Michael?
Also, since I happen to have you guys up here, I'll show you the other book finds too. So we ended up I got Framptons. So now I can
Nice.
I can read Framptons now.
Yeah, maybe I'll have a reference of
Is Beetle Babe going
mom.
to be? Yeah, is Beetle Babe's mom going to be in this book? Lord knows, maybe so.
I remember this one time I visited in California. The audiobook would be great.
Yeah. I know you can't see very well, but Humble Pie, 1968.
Oh my God.
Here's Beetle Babe's mom in this pit. No, I'm kidding.
I'm almost scared. Maybe it is.
Let's see here. How about
I've actually never read his book, so I genuinely don't know.
1981, him and Les Paul.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's like when he was hanging out with Bowie.
Oh,
Have you seen
my.
that video of them in Germany and they're like walking the streets of Germany and pissing off all the locals? It's mostly Bowie doing it, and Frampton just looks embarrassed. But
That's funny that you bring up Bowie because here's him and Bowie backstage at the Glass Spider Tour, 1987. Yeah. Which I hate to admit. Yes, sir.
Did you look in the private chat?
It's hilarious.
Yeah, but there's somebody there that I'm like, wow.
It's William.
You know. You think?
That's all I'm gonna say about it.
I don't even know what to make of it, but
I don't
you
know.
know.
Whoever it was, you're killing me. It's funny. And then let's see here. Anything else that I care to?
As long as I do it back there, it's not in the main chat. I don't care. Knock yourself out in there.
Yeah. So I mean, there's just a whole bunch in this book. That'll be fun. And then lastly, I'm a radio guy. Okay. I mean, obviously, I did the radio DJ thing on and off for 7 years. Obviously, so memorable. But I never heard of Frank Reed. But it says, frankly speaking, 4 decades on the air and off, a memoir. So. It's signed, but I'm like, I don't know who this dude is, but it does say that I guess Dallas Fort Worth. So anybody that lived in Texas might know who the hell this Frank Reed guy is. But he started out in Florida, landed at NBC, Rockefeller Center, in his time, and I guess at least when this book was made, he was in North Texas. When the hell was this?
Sound familiar to me.
2013. Yeah, I know, 2013. So we got all that, and then the only two
there
CD
was more.
Yeah, and the only 2 CD finds I happen to have, Steely Dan's "Alive in America" from 1995.
Great, I have that somewhere.
I haven't had a chance to listen to this. Released in 95. It was from the tours of 93, 94. And one of the cuts is actually from Poplar Creek Hoffman Estates from 94, which is cool because that venue was pretty cool to go see. I was there once or twice. And then in the band for those tours, you've got people like Cornelius Bumpus, who he was a Doobie Brother at one point or another, did a couple tours. I know, what a name, right? And Dennis Chambers.
I'm laughing. Mello knows why I'm laughing because I mentioned it earlier on.
Oh, did you? Oh boy! And
we're rounding off other people. Mom did. He's one of them.
And Dennis Chambers, who for about 7 years was in P-Funk. So they're on this album.
Right. Wow.
And then for 2004, small ass label, and for me to find this kind of was neat in my opinion anyway. Dennis DeYoung, The Music of Styx, live with the Symphonic Orchestra.
That's great. I love that. I heard that.
And of course, it's got, your basic Styx stuff that he'd be involved in, but there also was like a couple songs that I think
like Desert Moon he does on there.
Yes, he does.
Love that. It's a great version of it too.
So there is some solo stuff on here too. It's on the Grand Illusion Music label. But yeah, and it says, of course, please visit www.dennisdeyoung.com. Of course, he's retired now. And but yeah, so those are the CD finds. And then the last thing to show, and I know, I'm sorry, I'm so behind on the comments. From 1982, this guy here started out in the 70s as a keyboard player in Rainbow. Kind of gets kicked out, and then he creates his own solo career, which of course in 1984 would be known as the Planet P Project. Mr. Tony Carey, I won't be home tonight. Look at that cover. That's funny. It's like, I won't be home tonight because the alien's going to abduct me. Here's the front and here's the back. And this here is on Rockshire Records. Now, Rockshire Records, this is, I don't know, this is the label. Let me see if I can show you this. But it looks kind of like, like a diamond, okay? Only a handful of bands ever were on Rockshire. Tony being, an artist on there, along with, if I remember correctly, Chad and Jeremy cut an album on Rockshire. Go figure, right? And so did Alcatraz. So those are the only ones that I know that. But Rockshire was allegedly owned by the mob, and they got raided, and supposedly that is maybe the reason why most of the master tapes. Now, I don't know about Alcatraz's master tapes because I know Rock Candy reissued some of the Alcatraz material with Yngwie and Steve Vai.
I thought it was pronounced Yngwie, not Yngwie. I thought it was pronounced Yngwie, not Yngwie.
Is it Yngwie? Because I've been pronouncing it wrong all these years.
Yngwie.
Well, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. If I'm sorry, it's not like Malmsteen's going to watch this damn show. But hey, So let's see. Mellow Baby, is that you? Frank Green is brothers with Mick Blue. See, there you go. They got how colorful. That Steely Dan needs a vinyl reish, and yeah. I mean, they might as well. All the Dan stuff should.
You know what, Wolfie? You can hit me up on X. Look up Mellow D Rocks on X. Hit me up over there. That way you can message me.
Yeah, I was going to say, how can you get in touch with you in case you want to come to the FMU show in Manhattan? Paul, it's almost
I'm not trying to think
Halloween.
I forget what the FMU show is.
How am I? Hello, Paul. Hi, DJ Trish.
Hey, Trish.
Love the
Trish
shirtless
Sweet.
man as the avatar mode. Books are so much. BB's right. Mellow Drox, Wolf Baby, and
Hey, Chucky.
yeah. You know what,
Chucky
though?
brother.
You're kind of right, though, in a weird way. About Halloween. I know Halloween's coming up on Thursday. Well, I mean, I'm not going to do anything. We end up having, we're going to have something to do at work, I guess. But personally, I'm not going to get involved in it. But I figure, it was fun. I remember back in the day, I think I stopped doing that stuff when I was like 16. But I know that truthfully, that maybe, just maybe, we could come up with some inspiration on some things. Maybe
Right.
for you people that are maybe having some difficulty trying to maybe be able to go off and have a costume, because I mean, it could be pretty confusing. I understand that. I
By
completely
the way, can Mello
understand
figure
that.
out a Twitter/X account? Mello?
Hollywood, what's that now? Oh, I'm sorry.
I said, Mello, is his sound on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, did you say you have a Twitter?
Mellow D Rocks. It might be
Okay,
underscore in between the Mellow underscore D
Oh, there you
underscore
are,
rock.
okay.
Here, I'll
follow
show you. This
but
is.
beware- I see it.
Oh.
I'll follow you, but fair warning that all my unhinged bullshit is on here. This is like my unhinged
I don't care.
platform.
I only go on there sporadically. I'm not on there like full time. This is a picture from Halloween.
Fluffy on there.
1978. Me and my brothers. 1978. There you go.
Oh wow!
Look at you guys. Aww.
Very, very cool.
My brothers were Kiss, and I was the Hulk. Now I hear an echo.
Well, hang on a second. We'll get this cured. We'll get this cured.
Sorry.
Everybody's heading for Woolworth and Woolco to get set for Halloween. There's Star Wars costumes like Darth Vader and C-3PO.
Yeah.
Superheroes like Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, and Batman. There's the Shogun Warrior and many more.
Shogun.
All at bare bones prices. Only $1.97 to $3.90.
Yeah.
Such a deal.
Candy of every kind to cheer any spirit.
I want every bag.
All at their favorite Halloween haunts. Woolworth and Woolco.
That's right. So go to your Woolworth. So show that picture again up close. Oh, there you go.
My one brother's Gene, the other one's Ace, and I'm Lou Ferrigno Hulk.
Yes, that's right. The good old days.
I didn't want to be. I like
Complicated
superheroes more than music at that point. I was comic books. I didn't care about music yet.
You genuinely made me so nervous about the Frampton book. I'm ordering it right now on Amazon just so I can flip through and be like, because I'm like,
yeah, you never know.
Oh man,
you never know.
Yep.
She actually.
I'll tell you what, though. You know what? It may be Halloween, but right now, I want to show something. Right now is the time for me to sell these. So I got a bunch of Christmas records. I want to sell them now. So I'm just going to show a few of the ones. And I got an interesting Christmas record collection here. All right. So this is Satchmo. Check this out.
What a wonderful world.
Sir Laurence Olivier, A Christmas Carol.
Oh, look. Oh, yes.
I didn't know
That's
he
wild.
did one of those.
Yeah, I didn't know either. This is an A&P Christmas compilation. A&P.
I remember A&P. Yes, we had one in my town in the 70s.
And look at the stars that are on there. This is pretty good.
She sings
it's a really good record.
In the corner.
Yeah. All right. Then we got, let's see. This one's original.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Original Gene Autry. I have another one, which is another release. Yeah, there's another release. Let me see. We got this one.
Oh, I love the cover. That's so cute.
Yes, he is in heaven.
Oh, what she is, I will.
Okay.
Another classic. Then we get to some really interesting ones.
Oh, good God! Not Tiny Little. I know who the.
Yeah, is that crazy? Tiny Little.
He's Dixieland, right? Polka, some shit like that. It was just really weird. Roger Williams. TJ says she'll be starting on our Christmas mix next week. Goulet.
Robert
Oh my
Goulet.
God. Oh, that's awesome. I
That's
actually believe
awesome.
it. It sounds like a joke. I actually do love Robert Goulet.
And Merry Christmas.
Oh, hey.
And Merry Christmas. Wait a minute, it gets
And I'm
even
sorry,
better.
for a second I thought it was Julie Andrews, and I was like, oh wait, okay, well that's cool too.
Alabama Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, this is a gatefold too.
Cool. What about Skinner
Alabama.
Christmas? You got one?
No, but I got Elvira, the Oak Ridge Boys Christmas.
Nice.
And you'll like this one, Jen. This one I know you'll like.
Is it Judy?
The Sinatra Christmas record.
Sweet
Nice.
baby, platinum.
Very
Ain't
nice.
that awesome? The Sinatra Christmas record.
Yes.
So, and these are all going up for sale. They're all going up on my eBay. I don't care about them.
What can you say, John? I don't know.
Okay, this is classic as gets.
I have that
It's an
one.
original,
I have that one.
original press. This is an original Decca pressing one. I mean, like this is
Say the
original.
It's the Big Christmas album.
Then we have the Statler Brothers Christmas record.
Yeah. I've seen that one.
Actually, we have two. We have this one as well. It's another Christmas. They put out multiple Christmas records. Then we have Amy Grant. Here's the Amy Grant Christmas record.
I've seen a bunch of those too.
Very classic. And again, this is gatefold. So it's pretty cool. Then we have, another this is classic right here. Roger Williams right there. Christmas time.
Yeah.
This is fantastic right here.
There's something I'm not seeing in all of these though.
Wait, we're getting to it.
Oh, okay, maybe. Oh, Burl Ives.
Burl Ives. Don't get
Nice.
more Christmassy than that, man. Silver and gold. Silver and all right, here we go. Look at this. Hey, George.
Oh wow. I didn't
Look at
even
that.
know the Christmas album.
Four Seasons Christmas album. Look at that. Is that wild?
Santa is selling Christmas.
I never
know
saw.
the
Right.
good one.
I didn't either. This has got to be pretty rare, maybe. I got to look this one up.
George
Look,
would
it's
know. He was watching.
Here we go. Look at this one.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yes. Norman Rockwell.
Yep, in the shrink right there. And part two. Speaking of the Rockwell. Yeah, this is the part two. Yep.
Oh, okay.
We might have that one.
Then we got some of the good ones right here.
Oh, yes.
I know we have that one. That was iconic in my childhood.
Yeah,
right
this
there.
is a classic one right here. But then did you ever have this one?
Yes.
Don't think
This
I had that
another
one.
great
Where's
one.
that sucker?
Or did you ever have this one?
Mm-hmm.
This is a great one as well. And this one's in the shrink. Again, they're all going up on eBay.
I don't know. Maybe he's got it. I know what you're talking about there, buddy. Good old Spinal Tap.
Henry Mancini.
Ooh.
That one's really good. This is really like blew my hair. I never saw this before.
Oh, wow. That is old school Captain
Kangaroo Christmas.
I love it.
I've never seen Captain Kangaroo Christmas record. So that one's
is
there.
incredible.
It's not ping pong balls that get dropped on his head. It's Christmas ornaments.
Ronnie Millsap. And you got, who's this? Oh, the Sinatra family.
Yes.
Is that great?
Yes, it is.
Look at that photo. The Sinatra family.
That would be from around the same time period as that Sinatra and Dean Martin family Christmas special from like 68 or 69.
Mantovani. Incredible record right here. Another one. Just as awesome. Oh, here's another one you'll like, Jen. Look at this one. Julie Andrews. Christmas record.
That's so cool.
Is that cool?
Yes.
Julie Andrews Christmas record. Who would have thunk it? She would have released her own Christmas record. Johnny Mathis. Another. I hear him on the radio every year. I mean, that's as classic. That's as classic Christmas as it gets.
I was waiting for you, Randy. I knew you were
Here's
here.
another one. Another Johnny Mathis.
Maybe so.
Guy Lombardo. New Year's Eve. Is that great? Oh man, you can't have a Christmas without this.
Of course. Oh my God! You actually have that. Oh my
And
God!
it's a gatefold. Look at that. Is that not the greatest?
You have no idea how inwardly hard I am fangirling right now at that one. Oh my God!
Yes, I know.
excited about
Randy's snoring, but you know what? People still have memories of this stuff and enjoy it. You know, it's like,
oh, the whole special that one's from is like so beloved to me.
Christmas with the Platters. I mean, how rare is that? That's pretty rare right there.
Yeah.
Every group put out a record, it seemed like, back then. Christmas with the Conniffs. Ray Conniff.
Nice.
Let's see what else we got. The Peter, Paul, and Mary Christmas.
Very cool.
Jeez. Yeah, everybody and their mother put out a Christmas album.
I know, it seemed like it, right?
I'm surprised he hasn't shown the other ones yet.
The Tony Bennett Christmas.
Oh my God! I don't have that either. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
The Lee Greenwood Christmas.
Nice.
Oh, here you go. This is Christmas with Arthur Godfrey.
Oh my God, what?
Oh my God, Godfrey.
Is that
Hey,
crazy? Brian. Dun, 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 dun. Damn,
I haven't opened it yet, but yes,
and look what's right there.
Did you just get yours today? Because mine came today.
No, mine came yesterday. It's right there, brother, right next to me. I love you, Brian. Brian, you're the best, dude.
Yes,
Such a beautiful, a beautiful, beautiful words the man writes. I mean, I've really showered with so much love than this man across the world. God bless you, Brian. Really, I feel so humbled and lucky.
And
it's so awesome. It's the killer.
And
this came from Japan. I'm holding something from Japan in my hands. I mean, that's like, I never did, you know? I mean, I can't say I have. That I know, at least, you know, knowingly.
Brian, I hope it's okay if I read this, because I think this is neat for everybody. This
really
dated
is.
October 6th. It said, Paul, it's been so nice getting to know you online. Thanks for you always having good vibes while I try, and for always welcoming me on screen to your streams. I'm also very happy that I could share some of my artist friends, Miro's work with you. And his notion of blue identity is truly worth looking into and celebrating. I have many great alibi fuzzy memories of camping road trips to Arkansas as a teenager, so every time I get to connect with you, it reminds me of those. Looking forward to our next online encounter. Who knows? Maybe someday we'll meet in person. Till then, take care. Brian, Tokyo Record Style. Thank you so very much, Brian, out of all honesty.
It really is. He's such a thoughtful man. I mean, I really never met somebody so thoughtful.
Look,
honestly.
Look. And hang on, Brian.
I want to send something back to him now.
I got him the link.
Thank you. Be nice, Randy. I did have that Phil. I might still have that Phil Spector album, Christmas Gift to You. They did make a reissue on Apple Records in 1972, and it shows Phil Spector in the Santa Claus costume. I'm like, ugh, that's pretty not really, ugh. And so trying to think. But yeah, I had an original of that Phil Spector, and then yeah, No Christmas with the Devil. I don't have a Beatles Christmas album.
Yeah, I don't have Spinal Tap.
Never came
I
across.
don't have Spinal Tap.
Never came across a boot. Oh yeah, that's right. The Partridge Family Christmas album. Do you know that I found that one maybe about a year or two ago with the Christmas card? Because there's the cover has a hole that the card can go in. Yeah, it was all there. I could not damn believe it. Surprised the shit.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I think I gave it to my friend Donna Joe. I think. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hey,
Brian, my
Hey,
brother,
guys.
man. You're so awesome, Brian.
I it's a sticker. It's
I don't care. It's a thought, man. I love it. Absolutely love it. The kindest words. You gave me the kindest note, man. Really, it's such beauty. I mean, I love it, man.
Well, come on
so
now.
amazing.
It's a 10-cent
No,
postcard. It's not much.
The
but
thought that counts. Yeah, but it's the thought that counts. It really is. That's what I look at it. You thought of me, and you thought it's an effort. Literally, even putting the stamps on the envelope and bringing it to the post office is an effort. A physical
cool stamps,
effort.
by the way. Cool stamps.
Yeah, they really are. I have now.
Let's see here. Cool, I mean, cool
I'm going to save
stamps.
these.
Yes. Let's see, without doxing anything. Cool stamps. Honestly, they really are. I used to be a stamp.
I love them.
So I think I never. I did. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. When I was.
And
a kid.
I love this Astro Boy. This Astro Boy is amazing.
He is.
Yeah. Well, you guys are the few.
My.
You guys are the few people that know Max or Mills Mascara and Astro.
Yeah,
Boy,
Mil Mascaris. I have Mil Mascaris right next to me. Right next to me.
I know. So it was appropriate that you guys got one of each.
It's so awesome. It's so cool.
Hey, Brian. Since I have you on and you're in Japan, let me ask you a quiz question. I brought this up a little bit ago earlier in the show. Have you ever heard it? Joshua Band. Yeah. Yeah, so you'll have to listen to November's Going Away, #1 hit in Japan in '83.
I never heard of it.
On the Japan Classic Rock Station, wherever there's one.
He wasn't there in '83 though.
I was barely born in '83.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there might be a Japan Classic Rock, and they'll be like,
"Oh, I see."
#1 hit '83.
Right, because they were playing it again in a cycle, being it's when it's old is new now again.
Yeah.
See, that's cool too. You don't find that shit with the albums. I kind of, my buddy went nuts, and Mello, you showed the shopping bag one with the shopping bag. I mean, he found a damn shopping bag, and then I found one for like 99 cents. I'm like, the damn shopping bag's in here. What the hell? And I normally don't get Partridge Family stuff, but I was just like, for that, I couldn't pass it up for 99 cents. Come on.
No, I mean, come on. You throw that away in just a cup of coffee. Now it's even more than 99 cents.
Oh my God.
Hey, when was the last time you guys... I'm sorry I'm breaking up, I know. When was the last time you guys sent a letter in the mail?
I mail out packages from eBay, so I'm constantly at the post office.
Yeah, but that's not the same as a letter.
That's not a letter. No, but Brian, I said I want to send you something back now. I want to send something from New Jersey to Japan.
Well, you should, but like the sending letters is, I don't know. It's something me and my grandfather did, and it's something that I really love to do, and it only costs.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
it's really wonderful.
I'll tell you guys, you guys know the photographer Robert Frank? He did the cover of Exile on Main. He did Exile on Main Street. All the black and white photos. And
okay.
Wow.
He also did a famous book called The Americans, and it came out in like, let me pull over here. It came out in like in the 60s, or like maybe like 62 or 63, and Jack Kerouac wrote the introduction. Very famous book, and It's a
Pen
it's a
pal.
photography book, and it talks about it showed Americans kind of like in an unflattering light. America was only being uh, seen around the world as like these Hollywood depictions. And this guy, he drove across from like New York to LA or San Francisco, and he photographed all the little rodeos and podunks, and he
Right.
showed like America's wealth disparity, and he kind of just showed a side of America that hadn't really been seen by the rest of the world. And there's a famous book called The Americans that I recommend everybody check out by
Right.
Robert Frank. And he after he got really famous with this book, he kind of like disappeared into obscurity. And this guy, this Japanese publisher guy, kind of was like, whatever happened to Robert Frank? Sort of like a searching for Sugar Man sort of story. And he went like looking around the world for Robert Frank, and found him in this town called somewhere in like Nova Scotia, Malma or something. And he said, what are you doing there? And they started this correspondence between each other. And it was like and Robert Frank sent all his letters with a typewriter. He typed all his letters out on a typewriter, and it seemed like he didn't have any like paper. Is that one? Oh, very nice. Searching for Sugar Man. What a great movie. What a great story.
Signed. It's signed.
Signed by Rodriguez. Whoa. That's
Wow.
so cool.
So here's the thing. This one I got. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disrupt the conversation.
No,
I just happen to have it in a stack here, believe it or not.
That's crazy.
I was going to show, but
did you get that yourself? You got that signed yourself?
I was going to tell you that. So I had a friend of mine. Unfortunately, she's passed away now, brain cancer. She used to work as a record rep for the Sony family of labels at the time. So she was like, I don't know how to explain this. I guess a regional. She was the regional rep for Sony. And so she would distribute a lot of promotional CDs and things like that. And that's how I got that. I got it for nothing. I was just like, wow. So yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to disrupt the conversation.
No, that's a great story. I just was, all I was gonna say was that it was a situation just like that. Robert Frank is considered a very important photographer in like reportage and sort of so this Japanese guy brought him back from obscurity, and they published this book together called The Lines of My Hand. And it was sort of the first, it was kind of like the first photography art book, and the correspondence that they had back and forth. It was like Robert Frank didn't have any paper in his house; all he had was photographs. So he wrote these he sent the photographs through the typewriter, and he wrote the letters on the photos.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then
they might have been. They're probably 8x10, I would assume.
Well, this is the thing. It's like some of them are big. Some of them are like they're these big Manila envelopes, and they're quite huge.
Yeah.
And everything that he sent like became like this little piece of art. And
I bet.
This Japanese guy, he's got a collection of all their correspondence, and he's got a museum, or he's got a little gallery, and he exhibits them from time to time. And I was in there once, and I saw all these cool photographs with these letters written on top of them, on top of the picture.
That's wild.
And I was like, whoa, this is cool.
You mean he actually typed over the photo?
Yes.
I thought maybe on the back of the photo.
All over them.
I never got to see it, Sean.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Wow.
On the actual photos, on the borders of the photos, on the envelopes, on little pieces of paper that he glued on top of the photos. It's really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, really cool.
So
I was like, I'm going to get a typewriter. And I'm going to get a typewriter. And so I looked up, like, because there was this like typewriter thing that kind of came and went 5 or 10 years
I noticed
ago.
your note is typed.
It's a written letter, but the thing is that when all these hipsters kind of wanted typewriters, they wanted little compact, whatever, like the Tom Hanks,
like a Bell and Howell or something, a little Bell and Howell.
but I wanted one that I could send big giant photos through, and they have typewriters of all. They have these enormous, as
they're
wide as a
dime a
car or
dozen
whatever.
now. Once computers came in, the typewriter went by the wayside, like the calculator and the adding machine and like any of those things. The projector.
When did they
It's
still have
like
our adding machine? We had one of those.
the stenographer even sometimes.
The typewriter they're so cheap and they're so awesome, and sometimes I think I mean, I had a typewriter. We had a type, but I think I'm the last generation that had a typewriter in the house.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I actually was too, for what it's worth, because I was the nerdy little kid who desperately wanted one at like 7 years old, and it was like it wasn't a kid one. My dad got me a legitimate typewriter, and I still have it. There's not much use for it now, but
no, Beetle Babe, there is a use for it, because what it does is it makes you take for granted that we have this delete button that we just delete all the time, and when you have to stop and think about, okay, I have this much paper, I have these 3 thoughts that I want to get across, and I don't have any chance for mistakes,
Right.
And it flexes a different part of your creative brain, and you can pick up a typewriter for next to nothing, and it facilitates, it helps you. It's a great excuse to write people letters and send them little notes, and so I recommend picking up a typewriter and giving it a go.
I have one somewhere. I do have one somewhere, believe it or not.
Dig it up. They're so fun. Clack, clack,
I think I have a General Electric one. Yeah, it's an electric General Electric typewriter, I think. But Brian, let me tell you a story. You were talking about the guy walking around America, right? I know a couple. Unfortunately, they broke up. But 10 years ago, they walked the entire circumference of the United States. They started literally in New York City, walked all down the coast, all through Florida, the entire circumference of the United States. Took them 3 years to do it.
Oh, wow. Very cool. Amazing.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I wonder how 3 years, huh?
3 years it took them.
These people,
and then they had a friend that was inspired by them, that literally he walked from Texas to New Jersey, and it took him literally like almost a year to do it, but he just wanted to do it. He was like this 18-year-old kid that decided to walk from Texas to like San Antonio all the way to New Jersey.
Man, the things people do.
I have him on video. I talked to him once. I should dig that out somewhere and show that. Yeah, unbelievable.
I just dropped my kid off at school, and I got to get to work, and I'm gonna head off. But I'm glad you guys got those letters, and thanks for letting me up.
Love you, Brian. Oh, so wonderful, man.
Beetle Babe, I'm gonna I'm gonna get some Beetle Babe inspired blue identity thing and send it your way one of these days. So hang in there, okay?
I'm sending something back to you, Brian. So be on the lookout, buddy.
If you can just be nice and not, then I'll send you something too. Okay, see you guys. Peace out.
Love you, Brian.
Have a good one, Brian. Thank you.
That's wonderful. So wonderful.
That's funny that you bring up Michael Jackson, because
I
kind of have a side story about Michael Jackson, and it's something I found out today.
Oh boy!
Really?
Good, Rob.
Oh boy!
I'm scared of where this is going. Yeah, I was a savage to my sister. I feel bad now. To be fair, she was a little shithead, so she kind of, every time I did something, it's because she did something that pissed me off before it. Or I have like a sound clip and just play that like on the other side of her door in the late at night and shit, and just like just to freak her out. I was bad, big sister.
It was the music dance, so beat it, just beat it. You gotta know you that you're really not scared. You're playing with your life, this ain't no truth to dare. They take you and they'll beat you and tell you ain't fair, so beat it, just beat it. Beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. Go, beat it, beat it. Show 'em how. It does it just right. It doesn't matter. From the right, just beat it. Just beat it. Just beat it. Just beat it. I can transpose that into the Weird Al version too, you know. Just
Right.
eat it. Just eat it.
Next year. I hope he does that one.
You're going to see him?
Yeah, in Vegas with my best friend.
Oh, lucky you. Oh man, I love
She
Weird
just
Al.
moved there, so it's just logistics. I don't need a hotel or anything. I'll just stay with her.
Right. That's still cool,
I haven't
man.
even
I
been to
mean,
Vegas since like 2006, so it's been a long
I've
time.
never been to Vegas. I would love to go to Vegas one day just to
That was
see
pretty
it.
cool.
I bet.
Yeah, we're seeing him
I
at the
bet it is.
Venetian. She saw Ringo there, I think, last year, so she can attest that it's a good theater, and there is no such thing as a bad seat in that place. So,
Right. Man, I want to go see the Sphere. You should go to the MSG Sphere if you're there.
right?
That big dome. Honestly, like think of a show. They do have a Postcards from Earth, it's called, and I think it's like $50 is the cheapest seat.
For how much I can do there. I mean,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It,
Right, it's like $50 for I think for the there's no bad seats supposedly in that place, but it's supposedly such an experience. It's like an hour-long presentation or whatever. That's something I would love to see. You would probably be glad you did it. That's the kind of thing I would say.
It's just a matter of just what day in particular. Oh yeah, I was brutal to my sister. I'm so bad with her.
Right, you just make the logistics. I mean, you plan for it, and then you see if you can work that in. That's just something you might wanna, because how many times you ever going to get a chance to do that?
Right, because who knows how long they'll have that thing there for? Because I've heard that it's struggling for money already.
Well, that's true, but if they're not getting rid of it because they don't have anything else to fill unless they just shut it down. They're not shutting it down anytime soon yet. So before they do decide to shut down, you might want. I've seen videos of it. It looks absolutely incredible. Oh my God!
What are we talking about?
Postcards from Earth at the MSG Sphere. She's going to Las Vegas. I said, you got to go to the Sphere if you go there, man. I mean, that's the perfect thing, unless you can go to a concert, if you can go see U2 or I think they still do stuff there.
They're already done.
Oh, are they? I know the Dead was there as well. The Dead was there. I've seen videos of them.
I'm not that big on them, but just the whole show on the screen.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's the reason why. I'll go see Pavarotti there. I don't care who's there.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's just to sit in that planetarium, basically. You're like in a 3D planetarium, and it's just the most incredible thing. It's one of my bucket list things now, is to at least see something at the Sphere.
See, right now it's a little
even
too
the
far
outside
out
is cool.
for me to know for sure how many days I'll be out there, because it all depends on her work schedule, how many days off we can get.
But if you mention it,
like one weekend, though, I'm not sure.
Right, yeah, but I'm saying if you mention it to your friend,
with the stuff we want to go to, so
yeah, I'm saying if you mention it to your friend that was something you were interested in, I bet you she'd be like, "Oh, let's go. That would be cool." I bet you.
Yeah.
Because they say anybody in Las Vegas, loves it. Like they all have gone to it already. It's been there for a little while.
Yeah, it's the logistics part. As long as we can make it work, I definitely want to hit that.
Right.
Sorry, hang on a minute. So, I ended up catching a video today.
Yeah.
From Noble Records. I was watching this. Maybe some of you saw this already, so you're going to know what I'm talking about. But so Noble talks about, I can't remember his name right off the bat, so Noble went off and mentioned about how he ended up buying a serial killer's record collection.
Really?
Now, this serial
killer. Did he mention which one?
In the video. I have not got to the second half, okay? Because there's like two halves. She kind of explains the collection, and then he's explains the whole story in the second half of the video. And
gotcha.
so the thing is that he goes off, and originally I'll just mention the first half synopsis cliff note part. So the first part of it anyway is that he gets a phone call from somebody that's a member of the family of the serial killer. Okay, they're having to get rid of all the contents of the house, and he says, "Hey, heard you do records. I got a bunch of records. Blah blah blah." You know what, David? That was where I was going to do the segue. Fine, we're going to cut. We'll get to that in a second. Thanks, Double D. You forgot, as he's like, shit. So the thing is, is that they go off. He was going to go to the house. The wife said, "No, I don't think that's a good idea." So he doesn't do that. The guy comes a couple months later, pickup truck full of records. Okay, goes off, takes the records into the store, and after the records are in the store, the guy goes off and says, "Hey, guess what? I'm the guy a couple months ago on the phone talking to you from the serial killer house." And he's just like, wow, okay, well, now that the albums are here in the store, that's a little bit different. So he looks through all the things, and here's the thing, though, okay? So most of the collection was bland. They ended up having, so this is what was in the serial killer's collection.
Let's hear.
Barbara Streisand. Carpenters. He had seven copies of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Why?
Good Lord.
Why did he have 7?
Oh, why did MDC have so many copies?
It's all right. I forgive you this time. Just this time. I'm kidding. I'm teasing, David.
How many Beatle records does copies of Sgt. Pepper's do people have? You know what I mean? It's like
yeah. So but that's the thing, though, right? Like okay. I mean, 7 copies of Thriller. I'm like, what the hell?
Not like 1,000 bottles of lube or something.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I'm just like, what the hell? I mean, I'll confess, sure, fine. At one point, and I don't have all of them anymore because I've given away some and such. But I had 5 original copies of the Beatles' White Album that were numbered. Yes,
I got a couple.
Come across one that's reasonably priced and it's not too screwed up, of course I'm going to buy it cheap.
Right.
And I have the one copy that I'll hang on to. It's not exactly a low number, but it is an OG, and it's got, or an OP, as James Farley would say. And it's got several of the screwed up titles. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go do a little research because it's just too much to explain. But so
screwed up in what way? Screwed up in what way?
Like the titles are not. There's like punctuation and words and stuff like that, and and such. Yeah, I don't care. Kid asking me if I'll switch his laundry. Anyways, so the thing is that that's the only thing I had. I'll hang on to that. And yes, I guess I'm guilty of having a couple copies of the first couple Monkees albums. But you see, in my defense. Mono and stereo, okay, and then I'll
the same. I'm living in stereo.
Yeah, I'll keep the good ones, and then eventually I'll give the others to friends to turn them on to the Monkees. You see, because that's how it is,
Except for
us record collectors are like junkies. We go off and we give the first record to the friends. After that, it's going to cost you. Yeah, that's true. He did not say that. Hardwood floors here. Oh, no. Barbieville. Oh, boy. In a Barbie world. Yeah. Yeah, see, there you go. Okay.
Made of plastic, so fantastic.
Let's go party. Beaver up. But yeah, so that's the story, and oh no! Oh, you're gonna have to. Yeah. Primus, though. Primus. I love Primus. Primus should do a Christmas album.
That was what I was asking if they were referencing first.
What's that?
That's what I was asking if they were referencing first, Winona.
It's a Christmas edition of We're Known as Big Brown Beaver. The one thing though that I kind of sort of noticed is that some of these classic bands, like their final albums, are Christmas albums. I was gonna save this for a specific episode, but I'm like, fuck it, we'll talk about it now. So a couple come to mind. Okay, so REO Speedwagon. REO Speedwagon is dying on the vine. January 2025. What was the last album they released? A Christmas album back in 2009. Okay.
In Chicago too. That's later in their career.
No.
They did
but yeah, you're close. But no.
It ain't their last record, but it's up there.
Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
They broke up. What was the last thing they did? A Christmas album. The Moody Blues. Well, they're gone now. What was the last studio album? December from 2003, a Christmas album. So for a bunch of people, sticking a Christmas album out is almost like we're going to break up in a couple years.
I think
you can break up in case the Monkees just died off.
That's true. Well, yeah, Monkey's Christmas Party. There's another one, which in reality is, it's a false advertising too. Really, really is. That was talk about a cash grab.
You could also put the Great Songbook in there for like Rod Stewart and other people that go to the Great Songbooks now.
Jesus, how many volumes
Great
does
American
he have?
Songbook.
Yeah.
Is there 4 or 5?
I'm not sure he's up to now. I know there was at least 4 or 5 last I knew.
Somebody else did one too, though. I started seeing it like being a trend. It was like
Michael Feinstein,
Barry Manilow does it now too. He's the Great American Songbook, and
he was doing it first. Look at the years on him. He was doing them first.
Yeah, I guess.
See, that's the thing. So these record
Rufus
companies.
Wainwright did them too.
Oh, there you
Even
go.
Paul Stanley. Paul Stanley's got his groove machine doing like, ooh, baby, baby. He's like
Paul Stanley from Kith.
Yeah, and David Lee Roth with his banjo, string band. He had the doing jump as like river dance and shit.
It's
funny. That's what they do.
4 for Rob. Barry had more than that.
It's a good possibility, Chuck. Good possibility. Maybe he's making a Christmas album.
Yeah, right. It's different when the Beatles did their like Christmas fan records. They were still going strong. You know what I mean? It's like that was just a novelty they were doing for their fans.
You betcha, and it's too bad. I have the 45. I know he's on a couple 45s. I think only 2 or 3. Little Richard on VJ, 1964, if I remember correctly. But one of the 45s, his backing band is Jimi Hendrix and Billy Preston are on the same record. Yes.
Really?
Yes, and the Monkees upstaging Hendrix. And we want Davey. We want F. Fuck you, Monkey fans. Boo.
I still love Nesmith's retelling of that. That was my favorite.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, and of course, you know what? I got to admit, I do not have, I think, what was it? No, wait a minute. It wasn't Friday Music. Who cranked out recently It's Christmas Time Again from Davey?
I think that was 7A Records.
I don't think for once that was 7A. Somebody else did that.
I'm not sure.
I'm checking. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Yeah, there's a good question. Did P. Diddy do a Christmas album? Randy responds, yes, it's called Where Are All the Children?
Nice.
Oh. Somebody is trying to come up here, but unfortunately their screen is white. Now, I'm just waiting because this particular individual, she might have already landed in Van Buren, Arkansas. She's dropping a pickup truck full of furniture for her friend, the one that's
Nice.
moving away. Yeah,
Shanny?
nope, she's gone. White Noise. White Noise. That was a good movie, by the way, Randy. I like the first White Noise. I heard they made a second one. I have never seen it. But that first one, oh shit, that was good.
Really tell. It might have been just privately done by the Davy Jones estate from what I'm looking at on the label.
Because it was last year. It was sometime last year that there was a re-release, and I was happy about that, but I didn't get a chance to get it. And I was like,
they only made about 100 of them, so.
Well, you're right. We're
Not Too Late
trying
Records.
here.
That's what it was. Not Too Late Records.
Not Too Late Records. Okay. Do they even have any available on the website?
Let me check. It says sold out where I'm looking.
Shit. Oh, well.
I missed out on it too. Don't feel bad.
Damn it, I can't get everything. Okay, you know what?
Especially when it comes to him.
Either I know something's up. Oh, okay. Boy, that was weird.
What's that?
Oh my God. You know what? You people in the private chat, you guys come up with the most unique names that I've never seen in my whole life. And it's funny. Because the newest one, I almost want to make a fake business of that just from that name.
Wow.
That is so funny.
You know what, dude? I did hand claps on the B side of Close to Me, and since then it's been constant requests for my unarguable talent. But yeah, so Christmas albums, a music band killer. Next on Oprah. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're missing out on all the action here. Yeah, unfortunately, I guess there ain't much action.
That great. They're funny, but it's nothing that's like must see or anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let's see. I know that after this show, oh God, here we go. After this show, there might be something that you guys may want to watch on YouTube. And maybe.
Maybe
I'll hold off on that because it's going, for some reason, it's going slow. Like, that's not a good sign. Well, maybe we'll save that one for the show. But yeah, so, oh yeah, I've seen the White Noise, the Light, a long while back. It was okay. Yeah, that was with Michael Keaton. See, I like Michael Keaton as an actor, okay? The one that I'm not a big fan of is Tom Hanks. And I used to like Tom Hanks.
I'm not a fan.
I used to like Tom Hanks until I found out.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Look up Isaac Cappy. Tom Hanks and Isaac Cappy. That's all you need to know.
Yep. He's alive. You know what, though? I have to say this. This is the first time I've ever seen him speechless, ladies and gentlemen. Speechless. And no, the second one, Paul, from 2017. Oh, yeah, I won't look at the second one. You know what? Probably somebody is stealing my Wi-Fi again. But you know what? Next week I'm going in to have a discussion about possibly going to fiber optic. There we go. Yeah,
that's cool.
If they had it available here, we'd have it, but they don't yet. They keep telling us, "Oh, sometime soon." Sometimes it's been years. So
we got it here. We got fiber optic.
So yeah,
I love it. Fiber optic is definitely better.
The problem is I know fiber optic is maybe a good deal could be cut.
And I'll tell you what, when you have fiber optic internet, I'll tell you what, it's nothing matches that. Like, it's so smooth. It's like 100 something millibytes a second. It's really cool.
I'm not going to lie. Probably Wolfie Baby, the last album, and I remember winning this from a radio station, was Last DJ. I think that was the last album I ever picked up from him. I know that somebody cranked out a vinyl of She's the One soundtrack, which I've never seen the movie, but I know that Petty and the Heartbreakers do that whole thing. But I would probably say that the last album that I listened to on a semi-regular basis from Petty would have been Great Wide Open, which that's a good record. But eventually he's going to end up in Jukebox from Hell, too. I'm trying to find that damn album. It only ended up having one hit, and it was Jammin' Me. That
I
album.
love that song.
That
I love
album.
that song.
But yeah, there's a little bit of not exactly controversy, but there's a bunch of
Is that like
weird
called
shit
like For
about
the
that.
People or something like that? For the People or I
That's not
forget.
the same as the Bob Marley jamming, is it?
No. It's like take back your revolution.
Yeah.
Baby, nothing's
Okay.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
Great
There's a
song.
website
He
about
brings up Joe
20,
Piscopo,
25
which is
years
funny.
ago that traumatized me of that Bob Marley song. So this is what I get for trying to go through the entire Portal of Evil archive of every website bookmarked on it.
Randy's relentless.
Right or wrong, tonight we sail in a miracle song. Rescue me, should I go? Should I stay? Just take me down. Whoa, yeah, and baby, you bring me into, honey.
That's my favorite Tom Petty song right there.
And that song, I'm told, had to do with a bondage session he was in. I'm kidding. I'm making that up. It's funny though.
Wow.
It's
I'm like, ah, darn.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Tom, do you want whips and chains? Yeah, that's it. That's your Tom.
I love that song, man.
Yeah, I am not the most kindest, most patient member of the VC or in the world. I have no patience in this outside this area. I have no patience.
Yeah, right.
I'm not a doctor. I have zero patience. And I know I used to have patience.
I got patience to a point.
The Jeopardy question, what is bondage? Can I take that for 1,000, please?
May I just refer them back to last Monday on Sarah's channel when I taught everyone about that lifestyle.
Oh.
And it was still just scratching the surface.
I do like try. Uh-oh.
No, it was that
That's
Hugh
weird.
Jr. on the projector.
Oh. I'm hearing robot sounds now.
I am too.
I thought it was my phone going, like, 'cause my phone does the same thing when it's ready to do it.
I thought it was mine as well, so I was just like, I know my internet's been funky as hell today.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
It weird, but we were only going to do anyway, so hopefully stick to the 2 hour weird. Because as I try Tom Petty's can't I love it. I read on a minute.
No, that's not AccuJack ain't on the projector there, James. That's the actual commercial. It's a commercial for what is a commercial for? Gillette Foam. 1965. Gillette Foam. It's a shaving cream.
God, is that what it was for?
Yeah. I got other ones like for Aquavelva and Menin Stick and what's the other one? Groom and Clean, it's called. All these old commercials.
I forget if it was Chips or Mounties or what was it, but like they're bringing in this guy that they hauled in every freaking week for the same thing, public drunkenness and everything. And, sir, what you been drinking? Aquavelva! You know, you're gonna have to go to jail again. Yeah, I know. Let's go. And as they're hauling him off to the car, he starts saying, Flintstones. Me ain't the Flintstone. Yabba dabba do. Yabba dabba do. Whack into the side of the car. Just like, oh my God. Well, I hear it again.
That's
I
funny.
do that every time I hear mention of Aquavelva.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. It's crazy.
I wish I had the power to highlight comments. I'd put David's up there.
I know, right? Back to the arm. I do. I have a whole stack of commercials I'm stringing up on a reel, and I'm going to put the whole reel up of like, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 commercials, whatever I put on there. And it's all going to be like from the 60s and pretty rare, like different products. One of them's like Bic pens. One of them's for like Winchester cigarettes, and all like things that don't even exist anymore. Like some of these brands don't exist that much. You see them and it's like how they existed for one like season and then they were gone. And it's just how fly by night some of these things have come and gone, and it's a whole different world. It really is. You just look at what's then and then you see what today is. It's just a different world. Such a different world. I can't even imagine if you were able to go back in time. If you could go back in time, everyone says, where would they go? Really, where would you want to go if you could just pick? Everyone says they would just pick their favorite, like artist or something. But, when you really think about it, what time period would you want to live in if you could,
I'm not even sure because, all of them have perks and drawbacks. I'm not sure.
Yeah, right.
I can't let you up. I don't have the power to let you up. We have to wait till Paul comes back for that.
I can't even see anybody.
Yeah, because we don't have the power to bring up people from the green room. We're just spectators.
Oh.
Just because I have a wrench in the chat doesn't mean that I have the power to control over here. It's not like Susie over on Rachel's channel.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yes, I have my earpiece ready for when the Patreon starts, so. I literally can't! I would if I could!
Yeah, right. That's nuts.
There he is. Okay, Randy says he's in the back and he wants up.
Who?
Randy. Deadwax?
Oh. I don't see anything of such.
He claims he's back there.
Don't give me that BS. What are you talking about? What did I damn miss?
He's claiming he's in the back.
I can't see nothing. But I don't have the ability to see anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's why I was like, I don't have the power to bring you up.
No, she doesn't have the power to bring you up. I'm the only one that can bring you up. So I don't know. I didn't give her that much. She just the
not only that,
moderator.
but StreamYard is separate anyway, so it wouldn't have made a difference.
Right. I'm sorry about the glitch. I didn't expect that. So well, just like I said, I can't. I was supposed to go today. I can't go today. I think I'm going to have to wait till Wednesday the 30th, unfortunately. Talk about waiting till the last damn minute. But that's about the best I'm going to be able to do because I don't think I'm in the mood to go Saturday. I'm going to have my whole family here. So I'm like, I don't want to do it Saturday.
Go where? Go where?
To the internet so I could get my unit. I said unit. Changed out. Okay. So that I can get a newer refurbished because they're never new.
Yeah.
Right.
They're just but get a newer refurbished one. And then we're going to talk about the what did I say before? Help me, guys. My mind is gone. The better version. So we're going to see how much that's going to cost.
Yeah.
Right. Fiber optic.
So anyway,
fiber optic is definitely better than cable. I will definitely say
fiber optic.
You're going to the internet.
I'm always, unfortunately, this internet. I'm not gonna lie. I like doing this stuff, but sometimes I really miss before internet. Life was really something different, guys. For you people that remember that, and sometimes
it really was. That's what I keep saying.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like some of the technology of today. Okay, would I go back? Would I go back in time and live there again? No. Would I go visit for maybe a couple days or a week? Yeah. Yeah, I'd like that. That'd be like,
that.
see, here's the thing, okay? Whether you believe in heaven or hell is immaterial, okay? But I think, at least in my opinion, that when you die and you get to go to heaven and you're there, I don't think you're always working for the Lord, because it says in the Bible, that's what your salutations and this and that. I think that you're allowed to go on vacation, and they're like, go through that door. There's your vacation. We'll see you in a week.
It.
And then you open the door, boom, you're back in the 70s when you're a kid.
Right. Did you ever watch that show? Did you ever watch that show maybe about, I don't know, 5 years ago? It's called Timeless on NBC.
That one.
Timeless is a great show. I thought it was great. It was only lasted for like 2 seasons. And it was all about time travel. They had a space time machine. And literally, they would go back to, like, the first show was about them going to the Hindenburg, and they stopped the Hindenburg from blowing up, you know, and they changed history, so they had to go back. You know, it's really great show, really great show. And they go through all different periods. They go back to Abraham Lincoln, they go back to Woodstock, they go back to all different like time periods. It's a great show if you like time travel show.
See, I'm sorry, there's very few things I would go to mess with. And I know I'm being selfish for part of this. I think here's one, though. Yeah, the flux capacitor. I need one of those.
Yes, bam. Also, give me Marty McFly while we're at it. Thank you.
But
yeah, I'd be afraid to go back in time and disrupt something that I'm not alive no more.
Hitler. I think he should have been. Yeah, if it would have. But what would have happened if they ended up getting him way sooner? I mean.
We wouldn't know the difference.
I don't know. You know, that's the thing.
Only people who knew what he did would only know the difference if he wasn't around, if he never was born.
Yeah, but the selfish person in me would go back to
it's like quantum leap.
First week December 1980. And I'm like, and I would just keep trying.
Yeah, right.
And I'd be like, okay, I know you don't know who I am. I said, but I have something important to tell you, Mr. Lennon. You need to know this. I said, you don't have much time. You probably think I'm a crackpot, but I don't know how I'd be able to do it. But I'd pull some of the old papers and bring them with me and go, this is what's going to happen to you in a couple days. You need to somehow figure this out.
My best friend that I'm going to Vegas with and everything is writing a fanfic with basically this premise as we speak.
Yeah. And then I would turn and go, look, whether you reunite with the Beatles, which I heard you're thinking about, that maybe would go, what are you talking about? And I'd be like, aren't you going to the UK in 81 to go visit your relatives and possibly reunite for a short break? He goes, I've never told anybody that. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
And then maybe that would be, but I'm like, I'd lay it all out and go, this is the jackass that's going to try to get you. You don't come out here, and we need to get his ass now. As soon as he shows up, we arrest him, and I don't care what happens.
Well, wait a minute. You got to remember, Paul, you got to remember that, you know, the guy remained unnamed. He was outside the thing the whole day, and then even got a picture with John signing his album. So right then and there would be like, he could have been, if somebody was like time travel, they could get him right there as he's getting, John would be looking at, why are you arresting my fan? You know?
Yeah. Oh, I don't
this ain't your fan, John. This ain't your fan, John.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called make him disappear. That's what it is.
It's already watching right now. Good job.
Well, it's because of all of us. That's why. And I really am sorry about this internet bullshit. I hope we can get this all fixed, because I hate it when it does this.
It wasn't too bad. It was just a couple little spots.
It's not like I'm professional or nothing, but it's unprofessional to have a damn internet that's wonky. It's bullshit.
Right.
I never professed to be this, whatever.
We're like modern day Uncle Floyd. Remember Uncle Floyd's show?
Uncle Floyd
with Oogie. Oogie.
Oh my God! I saw some.
Oogie was the best. Floyd Pavano.
Behind the scene pictures of Peter Tork on Uncle Floyd. That was funny.
Have you ever seen the episode with it?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I have.
Oh, okay. I'll see if it's on YouTube. If not, I'll go digging through bootlegs because I know I have it somewhere.
There you go, James.
I wrote to him. I wrote to Uncle Floyd. He actually had I drew a picture that he hung up behind him back in the 70s. That's how much I loved Uncle Floyd. He was in New Jersey. I mean, it was like our local thing.
You guys run the great stream. I'm just the idiot moderator. That's all I am.
Dusty, what's up, Dusty?
Well, okay. There was a book that was made about that, Kimba, and if I had it handy, I would show you. It was called I think it was called Paperback Writer, and it was a book about. It was a fan fiction, if you will.
I think somehow got it published, which I'm jealous of. So
yeah. And what happened when they got back together? And it's like it was a total disaster. And so,
according to that person,
here's the thing, though. So the game plan was this, and I think, Kimba, that this was the smart plan that John was talking about. Okay, that the four Beatles were only going to do incidental end credit music for the long and winding road. You would have only seen them for that couple minutes at the end of the movie, 1981 Beatles. You would have just saw them playing instrumental. That's it. That would have been the end, and everyone would have shut up. And you said he never would have done it again. Yep.
So they say.
Huh?
I could see that working, though.
Yeah. And that would be the end of it. Then everybody could stop to... yeah, that's the problem with the butterfly effect.
Those kind of, but the thing is, when you see fan fiction, it's about as like relevant as kind of like you see those things on YouTube, people making, instead of the red and the blue Beatles, the green Beatles album, or if the Beatles put one more record, or this one guy put in, what if they only merged Magical Mystery Tour and Yellow Submarine and had one cohesive record? And he's doing all this like mind games on how to like, what is the proper thing and like this and like. Dude, you're nobody. It's just out of your head. It's fun. It's like you made an hour story about being worried you're not going to get the order right or something.
Yeah, I love this. So their solo album sucked, so they lost it. You know what? Not everything. Not all of them sucked. Okay, I can definitely say that. And you know what? I would say with every
Band
one
on
of
the Run is
Beatles,
amazing.
I think 50%. I mean, but this is of any typical musician, possibly, or band, that when you go solo, 50% of your music is gonna suck, okay? Because that's why it's called album filler. It's very few albums that are perfect or near perfect when you go solo. And
that's why you get like Shaved Fish, and you get like a compilation of all the greatest hits of that, period of work. And you got the best variety. That's why the Eagles' first few albums didn't sell. But as soon as they put out Best of Eagles in 1975, people went ape shit over it. Blew them up to beyond like the stratosphere. Their first few albums, nobody was even paying anything in mind to them.
This
barely.
is a good question. Do you think if the Beatles had lasted and John and George were alive today, that they would have ruined their legacy with dwindling music ability as they aged? Now, I think
that could be true.
That is true.
Look at how John's discography was.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is,
who knows what direction John would even want to went in? Because honestly, I say on Milk and Honey, even like I kind of cringe when I hear every time John's singing "Stepping" and "Stepping," like that kind of stuff.
Not one of my favorites.
Makes me cringe. So if that's the kind of direction John would be going, and he would be going like Paul did with Michael Jackson and everybody else, who knows what we would be saying about them right now? You know what I mean? Like.
Maybe.
But see, thank God nobody told me. That's like my favorite song off that damn album. It's just like,
I like Nobody Told Me. I play it.
That he was going to give that to Ringo, and I'm just like going, but I can see Ringo singing it too, and it's too bad he wouldn't put that out, because it's like I want to kind of hear Ringo's version too. But let me ask you guys something, because I had somebody ask me this today. So what do you think about Ringo doing this country record?
I still didn't hear it yet. I got to hear it. I know you beat me to it.
There's one track out.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Like I just reviewed it last night.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not great.
I'll listen to it.
But I had some friends. Yeah, but I had some friends go off and go, well, wait a minute, why? Because they and I'll admit, Donna Joe Cat Lady was the one that brought up the point. She goes, well, what is all this? You know, you got Rihanna doing a country album. Somebody else was doing a country
And
album.
Beyonce did one.
Because
Beyonce.
They've ruined music. That's why they've ruined music. Country music is the last vestige of real music because everything else is programmed, electronic, keyboard, dance, dubstep, like all this stuff. Country has at least real musicians playing as like the last vestige. That's really what I could devise it to.
And 3 days after my B-Day, she says, I win. And
because that's when the album comes out. That's the closest I've gotten to a Ringo coming out, Ringo album coming out on my birthday. He's released them on my dad's birthday, my sister's birthday, my mom's birthday. I'm like, why is it never on mine?
And then really, like, do you consider what we hear as country today, like the same as Kenny Rogers country, or Loretta Lynn country, or Johnny Cash country, or even like Eddie Rabbit? Like, that's real country. This thing that they call country isn't even like Southern rock. Like, what they even have is like rocked up country isn't like Southern rock. You know what I mean? It sounds like it seems. Yeah, again.
Rusty's got a good point. In the Lost Weekend documentary, which I still got to see, it seems we may have got. And you know what? I love May Pang. I think she seems like an awesome human being. I'm so glad that she got to spend time with John and actually got John. I think if May Pang would have stayed with him instead of going back to Yoko, I think there would have also been a different mindset. And yeah, you're right on that.
No doubt about it, because he was in control with May Pang. Yoko is more in control with John compared to May Pang was subservient to John. John made decisions. John needed a mother figure. That's why he went back to Yoko, because he couldn't handle it on his own. Even with May Pang, he was having his lost weekends. He was looking for direction and stuff in because the whole world just stomped on his neck, literally.
Yeah. Exactly on that. So let's see. One other thing that I'm going to bring up before I do kill this stream for today. So I came across some interesting, and I know that this news is maybe a couple years old, but there is some lost media that I guess was found. Now, I know that you people are going to go, oh, we've heard this before, or yeah, it came out in 2022, jackass. And I'll be like, yeah, you're right. But only finding out about this week is kind of surprising. So if you are a fan of the Munsters, and we're talking the original Munsters here, between the first season and the second season, there was, on television, this originally came out, the Munsters in Marineland TV special. It was basically a 45, maybe 48 minute, because the commercials, okay? Basically, they're calling this a commercial for Marineland back then, which used to be a very popular spot for film, movie, and such. And so the premise of the movie is that the Munsters go to Marineland to go get Eddie a new pet. Now,
what was the purpose for the movie? Was it going to be released, or was it a TV movie of the week kind of thing?
It was like a TV movie of the week kind of thing.
And they only played it once, right? It wasn't in the regular canon of the episodes?
No, possibly once or twice. That was it. It was put out Easter Sunday, 1965 on TV.
But it wasn't canon to the rest of the series?
No.
Okay.
There's nothing. But so the thing is that so with that, they had some musical interludes. I don't know why, with the New Christie Minstrels.
Really?
Now, who was in the New Christie Minstrels in 1965? And supposedly in these clips, I'm going to tell you. So who's in this thing in 65 in these clips? Kenny Rogers. That's right.
Wow.
Now you can link Kenny Rogers. Hi, I'm Kenny Rogers, and this is Jackass. You can link Kenny Rogers to the Munsters that way.
You got, you know, Paul. You kind of got.
How about that?
Paul, you got. You kind of got a Kenny Rogers beard there, bro. When you think about it.
So, but here's the thing. So it was lost media for like a very long
Wow,
time.
that's amazing.
Until 2016, they found this print, but it wasn't great. And then I think they said they either cleaned up the print or they found another, like a kinescope.
Wow.
And so in 2022, it was released. Now, anybody that's got Tubi, okay, go look for it. Because I mean, I know not everything on Tubi stays there forever, but as of October 2022, they said they were going to put it on Tubi, and if it's there, go watch it.
I'll tell you what, man.
The trailer is on YouTube. You can see the trailer.
Like what you say, everything about that. I have a collection of film in that other room right there that I hope and pray that I find something that's that level of like lost media. And I very may well have something that I don't even know yet.
Well, yeah, see, here's the thing though, right? Yeah, that's right. And the full month, and like one of the scenes, like he's getting ready to feed the fish, and he's up on that diving board in his full Herman Munster makeup. I'm like, oh my god! I said,
wow.
This is too funny. But
is this in color? Is this in color?
Yes.
Really? Oh, okay.
So. Wow. Yeah, so anybody that you just look it up, maybe it's
I mean, the only time I thought they did color was Monsters Go Home, the movie they did.
Right, but no, I mean, I saw the trailers in color.
Are you sure? And it wasn't colorized, right? It wasn't.
Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know that. I just know that the trailer was in color. Okay, so
wow.
I mean,
okay, I gotta look it up.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, Mello, let's face it. You probably have in those canisters.
Honestly.
Either the monkeys on the Joey Bishop.
I wish. Man, you never know, man. Or John and Paul with Joe Gargiola.
Yeah, or monkeys on the Tonight Show, where Mike is getting pissed off at Mickey because Mickey is talking about these crystals, these healing crystals.
I mean, I'm going through
1969, you know, but hey.
Every day I'm watching film. Every day I'm going through more and more, and I still didn't even look like I scratched the surface of these piles of film. Can't only have so many hours a day to watch it, and it's like it's insurmountable amount of film.
Or Hoffa getting axed. Yipes.
Right.
That would be, oh boy. Oh, hey, Loser List says it's on Tubi. So go watch it on Tubi, guys, because like I said, that was previous lost media.
Who was the band that played I Want to Hold Your Hand on Monsters?
There was somebody.
You don't remember that when they had that living room band?
Wait a minute, was that Spandels?
I forget. It wasn't the Beatles. I thought it was the Beatles when I was little.
Yes.
It's amazing though. Because again, I didn't know any better when I'm 8 years old. I thought it was the Beatles, you know, like singing "I Want to Hold Your Hand." They did a good job of it.
Thank you, Michael. Yeah, it's been forever since I saw that episode.
I found out later that they originally wanted it to be the Beatles, and I don't know why they couldn't get that together.
Monsters are on Cozy right
now. They wanted the Beatles, and for some reason they couldn't get the Beatles, so they got this band to sing a Beatles song. You know what I mean? Why would they not? How could they not get them? I mean, if Ed Sullivan gone for 10 grand or whatever it was, how could the Monsters, a big TV show like that, not get them?
Because
it just blows my mind.
The price went up.
I guess, yeah. Monsters was 66. That's right.
But yeah, okay, and not only that though. Monsters 64, 65. Ed Sullivan had an exclusivity contract.
Oh yeah, right.
Correctly, so that might have kept them off. But you know, anytime this is the one that pops into my head, and I haven't seen it in forever. Gilligan's Island, the mosquitoes.
I love it. You need us. You need us.
That's
like
funny.
A baby needs a toy.
Which one was in those Frankie and Annette movies? There was one of those movies that had their version of the Beatles in it too.
Oh wow!
We are the way out, way out. That's where the fun is, way out, way out.
Oh God! I'd be playing this shit. I wouldn't get dinged all the time on this shit, but yes.
I love that.
Mosquitoes. What was it? I was watching some goofy ass. Somebody shared this with me. The Seeds, of all people, were on some. It was a colored TV show, and they were playing "Pushing Too Hard." And I'm going, and it was so white bread. This color show, I'm like going, these people don't get it. The kids are like, hey, but the rest of the parents are like pretending to do this, and I'm like, oh, just knock the shit off. We know that this is all made up.
There was a game show or a TV show. I remember in the 80s. After I came home from school, I remember I turned on the show and literally it was like a talk show. But Motley Crue was like the band that came out and they did "Looks That Kill." It was like during the game show and they had a musical interlude. I'm trying to remember what the name. It was like a one-season show. It really was weird. Motley Crue came out and did "Looks That Kill." I got to look it up. I'm sure the video of it's on YouTube somewhere.
Speaking of game shows, okay, yeah, dig the Seeds, literally and figuratively, Sean. So Peter Tork was on a game show. He was on Rock and Roll Jeopardy. I saw that back in the day. I so wanted to be on that.
I remember that.
And Davy Jones. Davy was also in a game show too, and on his team. Here's the funny part. John Entwistle.
Yeah.
Now, the quality is not
making
great.
so hard because in that online celebrity role play game that I told you guys about, where I had Davy Jones, my bestie was playing as Entwistle, and that years ago, before we ever knew about that clip, the day I stumbled on that, I was like, Julie, you are not going to believe what I just found. It's still a favorite.
Honestly, what I'd like to see, I only seen like clips of it, but on YouTube, if you look it up, it's called CBS, The First 50 Years. And literally, it's a special in 1978 where they go by the week. They go, and now out comes Sunday, and they would bring out literally Lucille Ball comes out, George Burns, Jackie Gleason, like all the big wigs that were ever on CBS comes out. And it was just such an amazing, like the best intro you'll ever see. Just look it up, CBS, The First 50 Years from 1978 special. And that intro is about like 8 minutes long. And it just goes like from every day of the week. And then it has them all standing in a row. So you'll have like Barnett like on one thing. You'll have, all these actors. It was just incredible. Bob Newhart. Gary Cooper. Like anybody who's ever on the show, even if they didn't even have a full series on there. They were bringing people up. They had a special on there or like, just something they had to do for the network, like that they could reference even. And it was pretty amazing. But I've never seen the whole show. I've only seen that intro. I'm dying to see the rest of the show.
Mello, just so I know, did it show up when I posted that link in the chat or no?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So that is the other perk of my.
This was their dig at the Beetle. The potato only wrenches could post links.
Okay, that's what I thought. So just making sure.
Right. Yeah. No, that came up. I love Lost Media. I have enough of it around me, and I've discovered a lot, and I have a lot like just in DVD collections and stuff. All the different pilots. I love pilots. Do I have it here? Where is it? No, I don't have it here. But I have a book like it's the 50 greatest television shows that never was. And it even talks about like the Yellow Submarine sequel Disney wanted to do called Strawberry Fields Forever.
Little clips
Poppin' Rocker Game. That's that.
Yeah, that's it. Right there. That's it. Poppin' Rocker Game.
You get
Looks at Kill.
Burns.
Yes.
You do.
Excellent, Burns. Right.
And they're literally lip syncing by them.
Yeah, they are. They just come out of nowhere, though. They didn't announce it. Like, all of a sudden, they said, and away we go. And all of a sudden, Motley Crue comes out. Like, what? That's like that other show with Sarah Purcell during the day. Stryper did an appearance and did Makes Me Want to Sing on national television. And that was on with Sarah Purcell interviewing Stryper in 1984. Go look up on YouTube. So great.
After Real People?
I think it's during Real People. Real People was prime time. This was daytime, like the Sarah Purcell show, but she's interviewing Stryper on national television. It's amazing. The yellow and black, the big Stryper sign. It's so beautiful.
See, that's funny that you bring up Stryper because I brought up Stryper earlier today. All right, because
I love Stryper.
We're going over things for Jukebox from Hell material, you know. And one of the things that popped up, I couldn't decide if either I wanted to do the covering, which was Striper doing, this was from a few years ago, Striper doing all these cover songs, right?
Victim of Changes and everything. And
But then, yes, she is doing her best, I'll tell you. And then there was the one that a lot of people forget from 1990 called Against the Law.
Where they did Shining Star.
And they're all in.
I saw them that tour.
Denim and leather, and they're not in the yellow and black.
They changed their stripes. Their stripes became black and blue instead of yellow and black.
Now,
and they weren't so prominent as stripes, but they did have them as stripes.
So here's the thing. I remember, of all places, an interview and a performance on the Arsenio Hall show.
Yes, I seen that.
That's where they landed. Yes, and I was just like, what the hell? And I'm like, really weird.
No matter what you say, the Against the Law record is still a great record, though. They got some really good songs on there. Lady is on there. Lady is a phenomenal song that Striper wrote.
This might be fun. Sean's saying, check out the recently released film Late Night with the Devil about a lost late night show from the 70s. Great fictional backstory, fun film.
I've heard about that. Yeah, it's a movie. Or, a series or something.
Love Peach. Oh, my God. You're going into the back of my brain. That sounds familiar, but I don't know why. Speaking of, I guess actor Michael Newman died from Baywatch. I found that out before I went to... Yeah, I've heard of the movie, Sean. So, yeah. Not that I ever watched The Hoff. Oh, my God.
No, totally not.
The German fans love The Hoff.
Oh, my God, they do. Like, overseas. He's like number one superstar over there. But William Hung is number one in his in South Korea. You know what I mean?
They watch for him. Everyone was watching for Pam, and you know it.
Yep, you betcha.
No doubt.
And of course,
and not just Pam,
the full-time girl.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
They had multiple women on that show, man. It was like, they would never do shows like that today. You know what I mean? It's like too against the rules now. You know, it's like,
it was empowering. Damn it.
Hey, why not?
Why
you might as well put it in a jar, sure.
Kenny Rogers' Lady is different than Striper's Lady. They're both great songs, though. Go look up Striper's Lady. It's a fantastic song. It's like their most commercial. It's very, it's almost them kind of sound country-ish a little bit. It's like, but Striper's just put out a new record now. They have a new one called When We Were Kings. And it's actually pretty good. I mean, again, I'm not into the style that Striper is now, because they went to the minor keys instead of the majors.
I think they got harder now, which is nice.
They are. That's why
I love it.
I do like it, but not as much as I like, what they had. Like they were masters at bringing heavy and melody together. And now they're just like more heavy and not as much melodic. They had bubblegum aspects of their music, very pop oriented, like more Dragon Force and less Neil Young.
Honestly,
you know what I mean?
The Striper's only Billboard Top 40. I remember that being on the radio. And
honestly,
MTV.
Was there only number one? I think it made it in the hard rock charts. I think it was number one. Honestly.
Oh God.
They actually beat out Motley Crue on Dial MTV. Remember Dial MTV?
Oh, but you know what? That's funny that you bring up Dial
Calling
MTV.
On You, the video Calling On You, and then Free back to back. Those two videos were like number one for like weeks and weeks.
Elisa's Power is still out.
That's
got to number 23. So funny that you bring up Dial MTV.
Yeah.
Because currently right now in my little book there's some disaster piece theater we'll talk about. I'm not reading anything period here, but so Dial MTV, yes, the record companies would go off and ask the fans, and sometimes the record labels would invent names and
Oh, yeah.
flood. See, and this is where they said they knew what made it suspicious. And I thought this is funny that it only took this point to just be suspicious.
Right.
Was when Brittany Fox. I love Brittany Fox. Girl School. Long Way to Love is my favorite. Long Way to Love is my favorite.
That's my favorite. Yeah, it's an incredible
Mhm.
song. It sounded like a lot like Tom Kiefer, but that's besides the point.
I see, and I like Tom Kiefer too. But the thing is
I love Tom Kiefer.
That for some reason, Brittany Fox was like #1 on Dial MTV for over a week, and they started going, "Okay, hold on a minute," because there's no way in hell. It was like by the 8th day, they're sitting there going, something's messed up here. This isn't right. And so that's when they started cracking down. I don't know how they did it, but that's how they could get the video pushed. Now in the portion that I'm reading now, I mean, other than we previously have discussed about how every major band seemed to interchange members in the history of the other bands. Pretty crazy. But then we get to the point now that when these albums are getting put out, the first 2 singles that come out are your wham bam hard heavy hits. They're the 2, and then the 3rd record would be a ballad.
Right.
That's just was the formula back then. When Bret Michaels went off and played for the record company, Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Right.
The record company said, no, this sounds like a country song.
Right.
Why don't, and then they slightly changed their mind and they're like, you know what, maybe we could put some strings on it, some oohs and ahs. He goes, no. He goes, it's me and an acoustic guitar. He goes, and they pushed it. And then somebody behind the scenes went off and was like, you know what? He goes, that could be good. So they put it out there, and lo and behold, the damn thing went like wildfire.
Mega big.
Kicks,
I'll tell you what, though, it was the death knell for Extreme, though, because when More Than Words came out, it became so big that literally they couldn't almost recover to become back to hard rock. The record companies kept wanting them to put out More Than Words Part 2.
Gary Sharon and Nuno Betancourt both said the same thing in this book.
Yep.
And so the other thing, though, is sometimes, though, look at Wyoming Dave with his stats here. Number 19.
Yeah.
And
Kicks kind of went through it, too, with Don't Close Your Eyes. Like really, they had Blow My Fuse. Like, that's like a Cold Blood. Such incredible rock songs, and then Don't Close Your Eyes come out, and then they start dropping because they won't put out another. Same thing with Saigon Kick, Love Is On the Way. Another one they got pigeonholed into their ballad, Mr. Big, I Want to Be With You. They're way more than I Want to Be With You. Addicted to That Rush. Listen to that song.
Hi Jim, how you doing, Charlie? How's it going? Don't make it in here much, but always like seeing what Paul's up to. Thank you. I also like seeing the mellow jamming on his.
Oh, God bless you.
But yeah, I mean, Kicks' "Close Your Eyes" was "Don't Close Your Eyes" was the example in this book I just recently read.
Right.
And they're talking about how they put those first 2 singles out, but they were about ready to kill the record company, Atlantic, and they're like, they were going to go to the next one. They're like, hold on a minute. He goes, put out this. And Atlantic's like, no. And so it just happened to be right place, right time. One of their mutual friends, if you will, happened to be at a Kicks concert and heard the song, and everybody went nuts in the audience. And so afterwards, backstage, because he knew the band, I guess, he's like, that was a great concert. He goes, what was that ballad you played, by the way? He goes, and he goes, why isn't that out as a hit single? And they're like, they explained the whole fucking story about what Atlantic did. He goes, He goes, let me get on the horn. So the next day, calls him up. He goes, you're sitting on a hit single. He's talking to the A&R guy. You're sitting on a hit single. He goes, I'm telling you, you should put out Don't Close Your Eyes. The day after that, band gets a phone call from Atlantic Goes off. He says,
Yeah.
you're getting flown to so and so we can film the video. That's how, but it's who you know and who you blow. That's how the hell it works in the music industry.
You think that's why Tom Kiefer, you notice as Cinderella went on, he was putting out more and more ballads. Because once the Fool came out and they showed that they could do a ballad, they were pretty impressed to write ballads. And you get Don't Know What It's Got Till It's Gone, Coming Home. Like they had so many more ballads then that came out.
I so wanted Burns for Van Halen 3 to succeed. I really did.
Me too. I really like that record.
That, by the way, Burns, if you go back into Jukebox from Hell, it's episode 2. Yeah, episode 2 of Jukebox from Hell was Van Halen 3. And I do a track-by-track analysis. And out of all honesty, well, I only liked about 3 or 4 songs on that record. That was it. They picked the wrong fucking producer. The only reason why Mike Post, who's, you're talking Hill Street Blues theme, Greatest American Hero, and the only reason why he got picked because he was a friend of Eddie's. That was the reason why he got picked. I'm like, big mistake right there. I said, and then get this, there was another half an album. They were going to stay with Sharon until Warner Brothers put the pressure on them in 99. And they're like, look, they want us to go work with Dave.
I felt bad for Gary. I really do. I felt bad for him.
He was the only one that never had an issue with the Van Halen brothers, and they were still friends after
I thought they were great.
I get it.
What a combination, though. Honestly, Gary Sharon and Dave Van Halen, I thought they were a great team together, man. That's just my opinion. And you know what? You were mentioning Badlands earlier in the show. Yes. That album, the second album, is called Whiskey Dust.
Thank you.
And
I don't know why I thought Dust Till Dawn. My bad.
No, Whiskey Dust, and that's the best song on the whole album. I mean, it's phenomenal. I love that. And Ray Gillen is one of the greatest rock singers, man. I mean, shame what happened to that guy. Absolutely love Ray Gillen, man.
Patrick, I would love to hear the unreleased stuff because, yes, they said something about, one of them said in an interview, I think maybe it was Eddie, or maybe it was Gary, I don't know, that they were heading in a better direction than what Van Halen 3 was. So I would love to hear that, but I guess I don't know if it's ever gonna. You know what? They just need to fucking open up the Van Halen vaults, and I don't know how long it's gonna take. I don't know. They certainly need to put out a better live album. That's for damn sure. And we're talking, Roth era, go off and give us like one of those late 70s, early 80s concerts, you know what I'm saying? Or if anything, you don't want to do that, put out like something from the 2007, 2008 tour when David at least had a better voice than what he finished off with in 15. Because that live in Japan, his vocals suck. The rest of it's great. Those 3 musicians on fire, but Roth, no. But you know what? Speaking of a guy who he went and saw my first episode of Jukebox from Hell. Isn't that right, guest? Nod yes or no.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
wait a minute, I was wrong. Patrick's right. It's Voodoo Highway is the second Badlands record.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Whiskey Dusk is on that record. He was right.
Voodoo Highway.
Hey, what's up, Mason?
Zappa level stuff is 150.
I thought of a creative thing to do. I have been working on creating my own custom Kahoot of describing who I am, and it's you guys have 4 answers, and if you guess the one correctly, there's going to be a lot of questions in there about describing me as what my music tastes are, who my favorite bands are, stuff like that.
Right. That's cool.
Also describing my love of Disney films as well.
Right. Patty Smythe.
Gotta be
Sass Jordan for 2 seconds was considered. That would have been, and Billy Squire actually almost was considered too. That would have been kind of strange too, but they claimed they didn't want to deal with another possible Hagar situation.
Right.
But I don't know. Any of those would have been good.
That would have been pretty cool, Billy Squire. I love Billy Squire.
I don't know. So they covered Fire and Rain on Voodoo Highway. I wonder how interesting that is. We saw VH with Sharon. They were okay. Stadium half empty. Yeah, see. But I mean, at least he tried to do both eras along with his own. And I would like to.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's stuff on YouTube, but I mean, there probably could be an interesting. I think there could be an interesting, whole concert from the Sharon era. I'm not knocking Gary. I liked Extreme. I remember Porn of Graffiti, Get the Funk Out, all that other fun stuff.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. But I got to admit though, I haven't caught up with Extreme. I think after 3 sides of the story, I haven't. I know they made records since then, but I'm like,
I'll tell you what, I give Extreme kudos at the Freddie Mercury tribute concert where they did like a whole Queen like medley and stuff live. It was amazing. I have to like give them kudos for that.
Oh man, but yeah, so really good. Like I said, nothing but a good time. Get this, you people will love it. Yeah, there's lots of fun little things here. I know another one that I thought was really funny. There was certain A&R people that were so against Winger. They're like, so help me God if I hear another Kip Winger demo. This was after he left out.
People hate on Winger so bad, but even with like the Beatallica thing, it's a running joke across their albums to shit on Winger.
Oh, Mello disappeared. But yeah. So I mean, I don't mind. Winger Kip was like very proficient in a lot of different styles. So, but yeah, they talked about the Alice Cooper years when he was with them for 3 years and he's on parts of Constrictor. And basically he went to Alice and went off and he's like, him and, oh God, I think it was Paul Taylor. And it was like, we want to kind of try this. And Alice was all for it. He goes, okay. He goes, I hope you guys do really good. And so, yeah, Beavis and Butthead did
phone just went.
When
just
did
went
have
off
amazing.
snap.
Yeah.
My phone's wigging a little bit. And then it goes, oops, something went wrong. Gee, thanks.
That's what I had earlier. Maybe everybody's getting weirder internet issues.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know why it's so unstable.
Like a solar flare or some shit, or
I know, right?
Whatever going on, or magnetic storm or some crap I don't know about.
Right.
Some double moon thing, like Aldrin.
Beavis and Butthead's friend Stewart was the one that listened to Winger, and that's what they made Winger. They made Winger a laughing stock.
About them bragging on. Yeah. Okay.
They made Winger, the band, a laughing stock. Just from that joke, that one joke, people turned on Winger unfairly. Kind of like the way they did Billy Squier, unfairly.
Yeah, I touched on in this book today, actually, on another one that's going to get shit on originally. Nelson. That's where I am in the book right now. And
I can't live without your love and affection.
That's what they brought up. Yeah.
After the rain.
Yeah, I like
that one.
Rain.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Shit.
I can go on and
granddaughter was interested in Winger when she was 17 or so.
What about Enough's Enough? Did you like them?
Oh, sure. I mean, like, Sky High Michelle.
High on a new thing.
Yeah.
They were great. He used to go on Howard Stern all the time. Chips Enough.
I don't disagree with you, Randy. Mello not doing Nelson justice. Hey.
Yeah, no, I know. I was purposely kind of like,
yeah,
being sarcastic.
One of the free shows that was coming to the casino, I remember this because it was December 2018, and I can't remember why I didn't go, but I guess in a way I'm glad I didn't. But Nelson was doing a Christmas show for free.
Oh wow!
And I was just like, "What?" I'm like, "What the hell?" Yeah, and Enough's Enough kind of like a glam cheap trick. I guess you're half right on that one. Anyway,
I loved Enough's Enough, man. They were great. So, I like Jellyfish too. Remember them, Jellyfish?
Yes. So I froze up for a second. We're going to wrap this up very quickly here before we have another incident. But yeah, I read the whole thing as Paul Lynn. I like the whole back cover of that book. So yeah, that'll happen. But I'm going to tell you something. It's not going to happen Saturday because the kid will be here. So we'll do it next Wednesday.
Is the kid there right now? You can just do it real quick right now.
Well, no, because I'm afraid we're going to get cut off again, and I just will say, Milli Vanilli on the next Jukebox from Hell. You know what? That thing does deserve to be on the Jukebox from Hell. 4 more years and I'm retiring, or 3.5.
I actually like Girl, You Know It's True, though.
Yes.
I really like that song.
Yeah. You should check out Tall Stories. I've heard of Tall Stories. You know what? Let me.
I opened up for Spread Eagle. Honestly, I opened up for Spread Eagle in 1990. I played with them, the Stone Pony.
Tora. I've heard of Tora.
I'm putting on my walking shoes. For me, you'll be no blues. I love Tora.
Now, I'm assuming that this Spread Eagle is not the same Spread Eagle that was originated in Illinois.
Spread Eagle. The sound you hear is the knife cut. Serenade. Great song. Scratch Like a Cat. That's a phenomenal song. Scratch Like a Cat. I got to know those guys. Honestly, Ray West. I still chat with him on Facebook. He's a great guy.
Blame it on the rain. Should I tease him?
On the rain.
Let him be completely surprised. That sounded bad. The Vinyl Dreamscape. I have Winger's first 2 albums on vinyl. I like both. Of course you do.
The end. This is the end. Ba-da-da, beautiful friendly. Is that the end? Or are you talking about Beatles, the end?
The second album was the money shot for Spread Eagle. Because,
yeah, you're right, Patrick. You're right. My drummer, actually, believe it or not, my drummer was in college with Paul, the guitar player, and he actually helped name the band Spread Eagle because he was a wrestler, and he was actually put one of the guys in a wrestling hole, and he goes, "What move is that?" He goes, "That's the Spread Eagle." And literally, like 6 months later, they named the band Spread Eagle.
See, and that's funny because, like I said, I only found out maybe about a year or 2 back that after John Kurlewski left Styx, okay, at the before the Equinox tour, okay, so he kind of milled around. He really didn't do jack shit. Then he ended up working in a music store and also being a guitar teacher. Well, he ended up in a band in his area called Spread Eagle, and there actually is a couple clips on YouTube of him performing with Spread Eagle, Illinois version. All right, we are going to wrap this up. I want to thank, see, as he's giving us the, yes. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, by Applecore. That's great. Thank you so much. 3 hours later.
Yeah, right.
I just finished a 10-question Kahoot on me.
For you, Jim.
Kahoot?
You don't know what that is?
No.
No.
It's basically online deal and you answer trivia questions, but like you can make your own custom ones.
Are you in cahoots with Kahoot?
I Kahoota you.
She must be high. I wouldn't even have laughed at that joke either. So that's yeah, just not. Yes, okay. Anyways,
The funnier part is that I did the gummy during Richard's show, and it's still active.
I would have done a gummy during Richard's show too.
Ask he was there.
How many? And next week we'll talk, or next Saturday we'll talk about here. How many of you people have to take gummies or drink while you're watching this show? Which I think
right.
I did both.
Understand.
I just smoke.
See, if the panel has to do this stuff, then I understand if you audience has to do it too. Oh boy. As Jen previously said.
In general, it's fun. So.
Yes. Well, why? And of course it is. As Jen said, we had about 40 people today, and that was kind of nice.
That's awesome.
I was so impressed. I was like,
still got 32. You still got 32.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about the glitch there,
he's
kids.
running
Hopefully
against
this won't
Rachel
happen
right now.
again.
I'm impressed with those numbers because I know some of them defected over there. I have an earpiece and I've been listening over there. I've been tandem both. Oh yeah, she's on Patreon.
What are they going to?
They're Patreon right now.
No, they're Rachel's Patreon right now. Yeah, Dee Dee kind of went over there. And he's been dominating.
But only Patreon members can be over there. So
right. So I'm the cheap ass channel. Anyways.
Nothing wrong with that.
Winger sucks.
But still, I think we did a good job today.
I think
it was
so
a good
too.
show. I enjoyed it.
Yes, indeed. And I want to thank everybody. Yes, even the speechless one for being here
love
today.
You, William. Love you, William.
And,
love you, chat fam. Chat fam.
And until next time, everybody. Always powered by coffee each and every time. We'll see you here Saturday. Not sure when Saturday. But Saturday.